done with the crap. I'm your guy.
Okay, Teddy, you take care, stay safe, and stay the course.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. Enjoy your weekend.
Yeah,
Thanks,
we will.
Teddy, you too.
We will.
Good luck on Tuesday.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break.
World Importing Market has been offering a great selection of ethnic foods since 1935. Our huge array of old world-style deli meats and cheeses bring back fond memories of the years past. Every day we start by baking bread, our popular pepperoni rolls, and daily hot luncheon specials. View our weekly menu on Facebook and call us with your order 724-437-5771. We use Grubhub delivery service too. Don't forget us for meat and cheese party trays, baked pans of pasta, meatballs, sausage in sauce, and more. That's World Importing Market, 724-437-5771, where traditions in food never end.
Hey, we're going to have to put a shout out to Ron Romeo there. He closed World Importing. I think Saturday was his last day, and people in Uniontown are surely going to miss that, without a doubt. Isabel, we got just about a minute and a half left. Anything you want to conclude with?
Just get out and vote next Tuesday, Election Day, 5/17/2022. That's the primary.
That's right.
Get out and vote.
Get out and vote. Everybody needs to get out and vote. We need to vote for. Do your research. Do your diligence. Find out about the candidates you're voting for, and get out and vote. It's such a pretty day. Get outside.
Yeah, get outside.
Get outside and enjoy it. Get some vitamin D. You know, that might kill the Chinese plague. But anyways, I want to close with this, what I always do, and I got just enough time to do it. While on this ride called life, you have to take the good with the bad. Smile when you're sad, love what you got, and remember what you had. Always forgive, but never forget. Learn from your mistakes, but never regret. People change. Things go wrong. Just remember, the ride goes on. This is John Marietta. I am the Hillbilly. God bless each and every one of you, and God bless America. See you tomorrow at 4:15.
It's time for another C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Day. Coverage of Uniontown High School baseball presented by Penn Residential, Essential Marcom, and Amy's Quilt Room here on WMBS, the Triple Live High School Sports Network, and Facebook Live, which is also being brought to you today by the C. Harper Auto Group, Fayette County Recorder of Deeds John Marietta, Uniontown Detailing, the Centers for Rehab Services and Physical Therapist Jim Burns, State Farm Agent Lauren Yeoman, General Dentist Dr. Edward Wietek, First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County, M&R Transit, the Radcliffe Law Firm, the Sprouse Insurance Group and Agent David Hughes, Potter's Bar and Grill, the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital, Ted Silva and Son Body and Fender Repair, Shop and Save Walnut Hill Uniontown, the Somerset Trust Company, the Catholic War Veterans Post 1669 in Hopwood, NovaCare Rehabilitation, Jimmy John's in Uniontown, Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law, Peachin's Pharmacy, Casey's Sports Cafe, M&R Transit, Ford of Uniontown, and by Mama Ruka's Pizza Shop. Now stay tuned for high school baseball action here on WMBS, the Triple Live High School Sports Network, and Facebook Live.
From Laurel Highlands High School, it's time for high school baseball action here on WMBS, the Triple Live High School Sports Network, the South Union Township Sports Network, and Facebook Live. This afternoon, the Laurel Highlands Mustangs, 11-5 overall, 8-3 in conference play, hosting the Uniontown Red Raiders, who sit at 9-6 overall and 6-5 in the conference. Brian Morozak along with you. Gary Frankhauser is going to join me for all of the play-by-play. Jerry Dupay behind the camera. Nick Barczyk back inside our WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital studios. Our pregame show being brought to you by the Sprouse Insurance Group and insurance agent David Hughes. They'll get you ready for the game. They're located at 217 West Main Street in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-9812 for the Sprouse Insurance Group. Our broadcast also on the South Union Township Sports Network in cooperation with Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott, Breezeline Cable, Armstrong Cable, and our friends at CUTV, including Gary Smith. These two schools met yesterday at Bailey Park. Laurel Highlands eked out a 2-0 win over the Uniontown Red Raiders. In fact, the Red Raiders have scored only one run in their last 3 games against Laurel Highlands going back to last year. So they'll try to get the bats going here this afternoon, and both Laurel Highlands and Uniontown, they've locked up WPIAL playoff berths. In fact, Laurel Highlands has clinched second place in the conference. These two schools now playing for playoff seeding. You look at the conference right now. West Mifflin sitting at 10-1 in conference play. Laurel Highlands in second place at 8-3. Uniontown looking for solo third. The Red Raiders sitting at 6-5. Elizabeth Forward locked up the fourth and final playoff spot in the conference yesterday with a win over Bell Vernon. They're at 5-6. Greensburg-Salem's wrapped up section play, sitting at 4-8. And Bell Vernon and Ringgold both bringing up the rear at 3-8. The Leps and the Rams both officially got eliminated from playoff contention yesterday with Elizabeth Forward's 6-4 win over Bell Vernon. The Rams also lost to West Mifflin by a score of 8-2. Of course, as we said, Laurel Highlands defeated Uniontown 2-0, and those 6 schools going at it again today. Elizabeth Forward under the lights in Ross Draver Township at Bell Vernon, Uniontown at Laurel Highlands, and West Mifflin at Ringgold. Looking at the pitching matchup this afternoon, lefty Devin Kravosky on the mound for Laurel Highlands. Uniontown will counter with the righty Christian Thomas. Should be a fun matchup. Thomas against Kravosky. Remember, Kravosky pitched a no-hitter in his last outing last week against Elizabeth Forward here at Laurel Highlands High School. And again, you look at the recent series between these two schools. We mentioned Laurel Highlands' 2-0 win over Uniontown yesterday. The Mustangs also swept the Red Raiders last year, winning 10-0 here at Laurel Highlands. That was Joe Chambers pitching a perfect game in that one, and 6-1 at Bailey Park. We'll set the batting lineup for Uniontown on the defense for Laurel Highlands when the Sprouse Insurance Group pregame show continues right after this.
Farm fresh milk, straight off the farm. Jackson Farms.
For farm fresh dairy products produced, processed, packaged, and sold right there, stop in Jackson Farms Dairy Store, Route 40 at Briar Hill. Check out Jackson Farms Monterey Jack, Pepper Jack, and Cheddar Cheese Curds now available, and Cheddar Cheese coming soon. Plus delicious hot deli items to eat in or take out, and the most delectable homemade ice cream you'll ever eat. Best of luck to our area teams from Jackson Farms.
Going on now at Harbor Chevrolet.
Our customers can drive away in a new 2022 Chevy Equinox for only $223 a month. First payment and security deposit waived. Stop in for a test drive or visit CHarperChevy.com. Chevrolet, find new roads. Lease is for GM for well-qualified individuals at 10,000 miles per year, 24 months with $2,999 cash trade equity and GM Lease Loyalty or GM Lease Conquest. Payment is with tax, title, and fees. First payment and security deposit waived. Sale ends May 31st, 2022. While supplies last. Call dealer for all other details at 724-929-8000.
Marketing communications is an essential part of every business, but identifying an effective marketing strategy can be tricky. If you're interested in growing your business but unsure of where to start, contact Essential Marcom to begin the discussion. From business and product naming to logo design, website development, and social media, Essential Marcom collaborates with local startups and existing businesses to maximize customer reach. Learn more about the Essential Marcom capabilities and view their portfolio at essentialmarcom.com. That's ESSENTIALMARCOM.com, or by contacting Dana at essentialmarcom.com.
On the go? No time to stop? That's when you'll love Peach & Pharmacy's curbside pickup at Peach & Market in downtown Connellsville. Next time you have a prescription to get, let Peach & Pharmacy make it easy for you. Call ahead at 724-626-9600 or send a message. Let friendly curbside pickup keep you right where you want to be, in the driver's seat.
Peach & Pharmacy, your local pharmacy.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent in Uniontown and Ross Traver Township is Sproul's Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to SproulsInsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
Back here at Laurel Highlands High School, Uniontown to bat first here in the top half of the first inning. Let's set their lineup, leading off the pitcher, number 14, Christian Thomas. Batting second and playing shortstop, number 24, Hunter Chuck. Batting third, the birthday boy today, turning 16, Tate Musco. He's playing first base. In the cleanup spot and catching, number 69, Colton Sparks. Batting fifth and playing third base, number 33, Clay Dean. Batting sixth and in right field, number 25, Eric Odom. Batting seventh and the designated hitter today, number 99, Wyatt Nails. Batting eighth and playing second base, number 7, Austin Grego. And batting ninth in left field, number 23, Tanner Uphold. Defensively for Laurel Highlands, they'll have Caleb Yanoski out in left, Carson D'Amico in center, and C.J. Geskin right around the horn. Alex McClain playing third, Ty Sankovich playing short, Frank Kula playing second, Braden O'Brien playing first, Patrick Kavanaugh catching, and Devin Kravoski pitching. This will be his 7th appearance of the season, coming in with a 3-0 record, a 0.66 ERA, again a no-hitter in his last outing against Elizabeth Forward last week. Also has 2 saves, has worked 21 1/3 innings, given up 12 hits, 4 runs, 2 of them earned, struck out 19 and walked 11 so far this season. And Kravoski will face Christian Thomas leading off for the Uniontown Red Raiders. Thomas batting .220 with 4 RBIs. He'll take the first pitch low and outside for ball 1. Thomas, the junior pitcher for the Uniontown Red Raiders, 0 for 3 yesterday against the Laurel Highlands. In fact, the top 4 Uniontown batters in the lineup were all 0 for 3 yesterday against the Uniontown Red Raiders, against the Laurel Highlands Mustangs, as Kravoski finds the strike zone with a 1-0. Now Devin working quickly, 1-1 on the way, and that one a little outside takes us to 2-1. Christian Thomas, leadoff batter here in the top half of the first inning. Again, our broadcast presented by Penn Residential, Essential Marcom, and Amy's Quilt Room this afternoon. 2-1 now, Kravoski to Thomas, and Thomas pops this one up down the right field line in foul territory, and making the grab with a great run down there, C.J. Gesk for the first out of the inning. So credit C.J., nice hustle there on the right side, coming over past the line and making the grab for the first out here in this top half of the first inning. And that'll bring up the senior shortstop, number 24, Hunter Chukchek, coming in with a .230 average and 10 RBIs for Kenny Musco's Uniontown Red Raiders. And Kravoski now wind and fire the first pitch here to Chukchek. Breaking ball fouled off. Takes the count to 0-1. Again, our game also on the South Union Township Sports Network, brought to you by the Sprouse Insurance Group in Uniontown and Agent David Hughes, United Bank, Davis & Davis, attorneys at law, South Union Township supervisors, Robert Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott, SWGI in Uniontown, and Zebley Mahalav and White. Hard ground ball there from Chukchek going right to third. Alex McLean, the throw over to Braden O'Brien to retire Chukchek 5-3 for the second out of this top half of the first inning. And that'll bring up Tate Musco. Musco, the sophomore first baseman, batting .225 with 7 RBIs so far this season. And Kravoski getting sent to wind and fire the first pitch here to Tate. We mentioned earlier he's celebrating his 16th birthday today, and the first pitch to Tate fouled off there on the left side. Takes the count to 0-1. Musco very impressive yesterday on the mound for Uniontown against the Laurel Highlands. We were a bit surprised to see him getting the start, but pitched well. Unfortunately, Red Raiders couldn't get the bats going to support Tate, as Laurel Highlands won that game 2-0, and in foul territory, charging on after that fly ball for Laurel Highlands and recording the out there. Alex McLean charging in from third to retire Musco. So the Red Raiders retired 1-2-3 here in the top half of the first inning. We'll go to the bottom of the first. Uniontown and Laurel Highlands scoreless here on the CR Brada Group High School Sports Day.
Understanding the complicated tax laws when it comes to estates can be extremely stressful. Dealing with a loved one's estate after they pass can be one of the most challenging tasks for a family in a time of need. Hi, this is Attorney Dan White of Zebley Mahalav and White. I'm here to help make that process easier. Our firm can help you and your family create and review wills and estates to make sure when the time comes to settle your assets, it will not be stressful because you have a plan. Don't put yourself through unneeded stress settling an estate or worrying about things you don't need to worry about. Call our office and we can help. Zebley Mahalav and White. Call us at 724-439-9200 or visit us online at zeblaw.com. Zebley Mahalav and White. Local attorneys helping local people. Let us help you fix your life. Zebley Mahalav and White. It's gonna be all right.
Back here at Laurel Highlands High School, Mustangs coming to bat. Let's set their lineup. Leading off the shortstop, number 9, Ty Sankovic. Batting second in right field, number 2, C.J. Gesk. Batting third in center field, number 17, Carson D'Amico. In the cleanup spot and playing third base, number 18, Alex McLean. Batting fifth and playing first base, number 22, Braden O'Brien. Batting sixth and playing second base, number 3, Frank Kula. Joe Chambers, the designated hitter, batting seventh. Patrick Kavanaugh catching and batting eighth, and Caleb Yanowski in left field, batting ninth for the Mustangs this afternoon. Defensively for Uniontown, Tanner Uphold out in left, Tyler Hawkins center, and Eric Odeman right. Around the horn, Clay Dean playing third, Hunter Chukchek playing short. Austin Grego playing second, Tate Musco on first, Colt Sparks catching, and Christian Thomas pitching. 6th appearance of the season for Christian. 3-0 record. It's worked 32 innings, giving up 23 hits, 12 runs, 6 of them earned, struck out 27 and walked 8 so far this season, sporting a very impressive 1.31 ERA. And Gary Frankhauser, don't be surprised if we have another pitcher's duel on hand this afternoon. Kravoski and Thomas in a low-scoring game.
Not be surprised at all. Sorry for my little bit of a late arrival here, but the traffic was amazing.
I'm sure it was. Yeah, a lot of folks here pulling in.
And
we'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
They're
with the
lined up all the way down the left field line and in the bleachers. There's tents set up behind home plate, and great atmosphere here at Laurel Highlands this afternoon.
Ty Sankovic to lead things off against Christian Thomas. Thomas, the long look into Colt Sparks to get this bottom half of the first inning underway from Laurel Highlands High School. First pitch on the way. Breaking ball and therefore a strike to Ty. Takes the count to 0-1. Ty, the junior shortstop, batting .281 with a homer and 3 RBIs so far this season. Ty yesterday 1 for 3 with a walk against the Red Raiders. Now Thomas with the 0-1 here to Ty. Fastball in there for a strike just like that, 0-2. And again, Thomas deliberate but effective, Gary, on the mound for Uniontown.
He's shown that all year, and it has been, as you said, very effective. And I give him a lot of credit. He's put up some great numbers for the Red Raiders.
0-2 pitch on the way, and Ty singing that one high in the air, deep to right field. Look out here, and that ball is going to go back and bounce off the wall on a fly. It's going to carry him over to the center fielder. That's Tyler Hawk with a relay coming in, but it's a stand-up double for Ty Sankovic.
Wow, that was about 3 feet from being another home run for Ty Sankovic. We saw him hit one in the exact same spot last week against Elizabeth Forward, and he really got a hold of that one behind in the count and just jumped on it.
And that home run against the Warriors almost in the exact same spot there, Gary, to right field. But the Mustangs will take the leadoff double here in the bottom half of the first inning with C.J. Guest coming to the plate. The junior right fielder batting .270 with 5 RBIs as Thomas works here from the stretch. Glance back at Sank at second, delivers the first pitch to C.J. Breaking ball misses low for 1-0. And the one advantage Laurel Highlands, Gary, might have versus a lot of teams that have faced Thomas so far this year, they're used to him. They've played against him a lot. They played with him a lot in summer leagues over the years.
Well, you're right about that, but he still is very effective, and it takes a lot of concentration by anyone batting against him to be able to put the meat of the bat on the ball, just like Sankovic there leading off for the Mustangs.
Certainly agree with you there. Now Thomas, again, taking his time here, facing C.J. Guest. Guest 0 for 2 yesterday with a couple of sacrifices. Showing bunt here, pulls back, pitch ruled a strike. I guess they're saying C.J. bunted through it because the pitch was almost in the dirt. Looked like he pulled back. I don't think Coach Sankovic was too happy about the call either here, Gary, coaching first base.
Well, that one would have been impossible to bunt.
Yes. Thomas, another glance back. Next pitch to C.J. again, showing bunt, lays it down to the third base line. Was that caught in the air? No, hit the ground, throw over to first. That's going to be in time. Clay Dean to Tate Musco. So C.J. another sacrifice.
Excellent.
Goes 5-3.
Excellent play down there by Dean. Thought he had it on a fly for a second, but once he stood up and threw to first, you knew he didn't. And the sacrifice completed to get Sankovic down to third with less than 2 outs.
It's actually Grego covering the bag there, not Musco, with Musco charging in. Nonetheless, the result the same. Sank down to third, and Carson D'Amico coming to the plate, the senior center fielder, batting .385 with a homer and 11 RBIs so far this season for the Mustangs. And Thomas from the stretch, first pitch here to D'Amico, and therefore a strike 0-1. One of the folks checking in, Tim Mahoney, and Tim celebrated a birthday yesterday as well. So happy birthday to Tim.
See him on Facebook with all those grandkids.
Yeah.
Just shows how old he really is.
Yes.
I'm sure he'll be glad I said that.
Thomas now the 0-1 to Carson. And that one check swing foul here on the near side takes us to 0-2. Again, runs were tough to come by yesterday. Laurel Highlands eking out a 2-0 win over Uniontown. We'll see what this afternoon has in store. Laurel Highlands will play at Thomas Jefferson tomorrow in a non-conference game, and then our final regular season broadcast of the year Thursday, senior day here at Laurel Highlands. Mustangs hosting Albert Gallatin. 0-2 now to D'Amico, and Carson hits it on the ground to short to Chuck. He's coming home. We're going to have a play at the plate, and a ball comes out, and they're Is the call out here at home?
He dropped the ball.
They dropped the ball, but they're still going to rule Sankovic out.
Wow. He has to slide. He didn't slide. That's why.
Coach Yeoman coming out.
He must slide.
And all the Mustang coaches are coming out. And now Coach Yeoman talking to the home plate umpire. D'Amico got down to second. But I think you're right, Gary. That was the call. That's what the home plate umpire telling Coach Yeoman he has to attempt to slide. But I think Coach Yeoman might be saying, hey, that was actually occurred up the line.
Yeah, and I think that's a valid argument. But I know the umpire's going to stick to his guns there to say that he has to slide. I mean, there may be some other conference with the outside umpire, but to no avail. Yeoman will have to go back to his third base position, and the Mustangs lose a great opportunity there. Probably wouldn't have sent him anyway. That ball was on the grass infield with the infield up, and I think that probably was a mistake to send him home anyway.
Yeah, so nonetheless goes 6-2, getting Sank at home. Game remains scoreless at their second out of the inning. D'Amico got down to second, just running there with the controversial play at home. And I'll bring up Alex McLean, coming in with a .377 average, a homer and 14 RBIs for the senior third baseman for the Mustangs.
Provide all of the offense that the Mustangs needed yesterday.
For sure, big game for Alex. Stand-up double in the second. Home run to left center field in the fourth. Walked and scored a run in the sixth. And actually hit into a double play in the seventh. But the home run and the double and also the walk aided the Mustangs' cause as he scored both Laurel Highlands runs. Takes the first pitch here for ball one. We'll see how aggressive the Mustangs get here with Carson D'Amico down at second. Thomas glands back in that direction. 0-1 pitch, breaking ball, misses inside. 2-0 now to Alex McLean. Alex has upped his average. In fact, he's only a couple percentage points now behind Carson D'Amico for the team lead as far as the batting average department goes. Fastball there from Thomas finds the strike zone, takes us to 2-1. Mustangs trying to finish off conference play as they did a year ago at 9-3. And the Mustangs are run last year to the WPIAL semifinals. Played a PIAA state play-in game, which they lost. Breaking ball there, and that one golfed down the first baseline. Look out here, and the ball's going to go foul. Good hustle there from Eric Odom running over to the line.
Similar play to the leadoff hitter for the Red Raiders in the first inning. That fly down the right field line by Christian Thomas. Hustled by C.J. Gesk to make that play.
And Coach Yeoman going to talk things over now with Alex McLean. Talking a little strategy here in a scoreless game, 2 outs, bottom of the first inning. Laurel Highlands and Uniontown, second game of a 2-game series between these two schools. Final conference game of the year for both programs as well. We mentioned Laurel Highlands schedule the rest of the week. Uniontown will play a non-conference game on Thursday at Brownsville. 4:15 start. That'll be their final regular season game. WPIAL playoff pairings come out 2 o'clock on Friday. Thomas stepping off here again. Now back on the rubber. Waiting the 2-2. Thomas in no hurry right now. Now stepping off again is Christian Thomas.
That has a lot of effect on a batter, having to stand in the batter's box that long kind of freezes the batter.
I agree with you.
A lot of times you'll see the batters having to take a timeout based on that deliberate status by the pitcher.
Now Christian again, a long looking to Alex McLean. Count 2-2, 2 outs, runner on second in a scoreless game. Bottom of the first, fastball here misses low and outside. Takes us full to 3-2. Now Christian back on the hill. And ready for the payoff pitch here to Alex McLean. Again, glances back at second. Now 3-2 on the way. Fastball swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll do it. So the Red Raiders get out of a little mini jam here in the bottom of the first. We're scoreless after 1 here on the C.R. Piranha Group High School Sports Day broadcast presented by Penn Residential, Essential Marcom, and Amy's Quilt Room.
Going on now at Sea Harbor Chevrolet.
Our customers can drive away in a new 2022 Chevy Equinox for only $223 a month. First payment and security deposit waived. Stop in for a test drive or visit CHarperChevy.com. Chevrolet, find new roads. Lease is for GMF for well-qualified individuals at 10,000 miles per year, 24 months with $2,999 cash trade equity and GM Lease loyalty or GM Lease Conquest. Payment is with tax, title, and fees. First payment and security deposit waived. Sale ends May 31st, 2022. While supplies last. Call dealer for all other details at 724-929-8000.
Penn Residential is a human services agency providing around-the-clock services and supports for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Their residential homes are located in local communities to offer residents quality care while also encouraging autonomy. They're a fast-growing company offering rewarding employment opportunities to direct support professionals interested in making positive impacts in the lives of others. ESP positions start at $16 an hour and will receive a full benefit package after 90 days. For more information about current career opportunities, visit PennResidentialInc.com/career.
Just as your local State Farm agent combines good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates, you can combine your home and auto. And guess what you'll get? That's right, good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates. In fact, State Farm agent Lauren Yeoman is your go-to agent in Uniontown for the service you deserve at the price you want. So try to combine home and auto today. State Farm agent Lauren Yeoman will help you mix and match things perfectly. Call 724-592-6308 for your surprisingly great rates. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
We're back and ready for the top half of the second inning. Mustangs unable to push the runner across in the bottom of the first with the leadoff double. Got the man over to third with just one out, but the ground ball to short and the play at home resulted in the elimination of that, as you said, mini jam for the Red Raiders. So Devin Kravosky will now face the 4th, 5th, and 6th batters for Uniontown, Colt Sparks, Clay Dean, and Eric Odom.
First pitch called strike there to Colton Sparks, coming in with a .315 average, homered 14 RBIs. Senior catcher was 0 for 3 yesterday against Laurel Highlands.
Second pitch, curveball just misses.
Christian Thomas started off the top half of the first inning, flying out to right. Hunter Check was retired 5-3, and Tate Musco popped up in foul territory. Ball was caught by Alex McLean. That one this time.
Yep. So, 3 pitches, and the count is now 2-1 to Colt Sparks, the catcher for the Uniontown Red Raiders. Here's the 2-1 offering. Little dribbler foul played there in the on-deck circle by number 33, Dean for Uniontown.
Saw Clay Dean come on in relief yesterday for Uniontown, pitched well.
2-2 pitch now. Ground ball to third, up with it, but bobbling, but regaining possession over there at third is Alex McLean, so good stay-to-itiveness. I use that word.
Yes, for sure, Alex.
So Alex comes up with that play.
Able to recover and plenty of time there to retire Sparks. 5-3 over at first, so 1 up, 1 down here in the top of the second inning with Clay Dean coming to bat. Dean, one of only 2 Red Raiders to pick up hits yesterday, along with Tanner Upholt.
Kravosky starts him out with a change-up curve for a strike on the outside corner.
Dean, junior third baseman, batting .240 with a homer and 9 RBIs. 1 for 2 with a walk yesterday.
Fastball just a little low. 1-1 the count.
Kravosky works much quicker than Christian Thomas. Devin usually gets the ball, toes the rubber, quick look in, and he's ready to go again, Gary.
1-1 offering and check swing. Did he go? Yes. 1 ball, 2 strikes. High fastball, about neck high. Clay could not hold up his swing. 1-2 pitch in the dirt. 2-2.
And Uniontown this year locked up their first WPIAL playoff berth since 2014. Trying to get their first playoff win since 1983.
Another ground ball. That's up the middle. Sankovic cannot get to it too far up the middle, actually on the second base side of the infield.
I think you have to give Dean a hit there.
Absolutely. That ball was very difficult to play, so that'll be the first hit for the Red Raiders with one out here in the top of the second. It's going to bring up Eric Odom.
It's the first time in about 2 weeks that Kravasi's given up a hit.
Yeah.
For that no-hitter last week against Elizabeth Forward. Now Eric Odom coming to the plate. Odom 0 for 1 with a sacrifice and a walk yesterday. 200 average with 4 RBIs. Senior right fielder today.
You're going to have a courtesy runner for...
Actually be a pinch runner,
yes. That
for
is
Dean. And that will be Tyler Gasper on the run.
I think it's Austin Thomas. Well, 220s.
It's 220. Gasper's usually running there.
Yeah. 220s on the roster. That'll confuse me all day.
They told me Gasper's dressed. He's 20 on varsity. Austin Thomas, I think, 20 on JV.
There you go. Well, I'll try to remember that.
Yes.
First pitch into Odom is outside for ball 1. So got to believe good speed on here at first with a pinch runner. Left-handed delivery by Kravasi. That's high and inside for ball 2.
Another nice day, Gary. We've been spoiled this week after a wet April.
I'd like to have the concession on soccer chairs today.
Yes.
There's about 300 of them up there. That ball's high for ball 3.
They missed out not having the concession stand open today.
Yeah.
Doing some good business up there if you'd open it up this afternoon.
Somebody wants to bring their cooler up filled with water, they could sell them for $5 a piece. Fastball in there for strike as Odom squares around for the take bunt.
It's only been the third game the Mustangs have played at the high school field this year.
And it is in fantastic shape.
A couple of dry days will do that.
Throw over, diving back in safely is Gasper. So, facing a 3-1 count, trying to get the second out of the inning. 1 on, 1 out. There's a high fly ball to center field. Drifting back and able to make the catch there in center field for the Mustangs is Carson D'Amico. Straightaway center, just had to take about 6 steps back for the second out of the inning.
I'll bring up Wyatt Nails, the sophomore designated hitter today. Nails batting for the center fielder Tyler Hawk. 210 average for Wyatt. 0 for 3 yesterday against the Mustangs.
And Kravasi trying to limit the pitches, throw over again. The way the Rules Committee views these things, Brian, I'm surprised they don't count those throws over to first as pitches.
Especially get a guy that likes to work over there on a frequent basis.
First pitch in for a strike.
Be a little bit harder to count, though. They always have to give him like 125 instead of 100 if you're counting the throwovers.
Right. 0-1 pitch. Foul back. 0-2. Quickly ahead is Kravasi against Wyatt Nels.
I'll tell you what, though, if they were counted, you'd probably have a lot less throwovers over to first. Think about that. Trying to preserve the pitches. If you want to speed up the game, that's something to possibly institute.
A lot more steals, too.
You're right on that.
Throw over. Back in again is Gasper.
Like to see more of those rules instituted in the major league game as well as those games continue to slow down on a year-to-year basis.
I think the biggest change would be not allow them to re-grip their batting gloves after every pitch.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing. You had the 1960 World Series, I think, played in about 2 hours, and now the average game time seems to be floating around 3.5 hours, almost, doubled as long. And you have some games in the 4-hour vicinity just for a 9-inning game.
Ball in the dirt and chopped foul right at the Red Raider dugout. So Kravasi, the beneficiary of a swing there, the ball that was in the dirt.
Think about it. If you want to try to watch every single Pirate game, think about the time investment. There are 162 games. Pretty much have to invest 4 hours a game. It's a lot of your year.
Fastball again, fouled off. I'd like to try it.
You might think otherwise by mid-May if they're 10 or 15 games under 500.
Yeah, but I like baseball. Surprising victory over the Dodgers
Yeah, how
last
about
night.
that? After they lost 2 or 3 from the Reds, who had the worst record in baseball.
Runner going, and there's a ground ball to third. McLean up with it. Again on to first, and he comes off the bag, O'Brien, but steps back on it for the out. So 5-3 goes the third out for the top of the second. No score for the Red Raiders as we go to the bottom of the second with our C. Harper Sports Afternoon broadcast presented by Penn Residential Essential Marcom and Amy's Quilt Room.
Farm fresh milk, straight off the farm. Jackson Farms.
For farm fresh dairy products produced, processed, packaged, and sold right there, stop in Jackson Farms Dairy Store, Route 40 at Briar Hill. Check out Jackson Farms Monterey Jack, Pepper Jack, and Cheddar cheese curds now available, and cheddar cheese coming soon. Plus delicious hot deli items to eat in or take out, and the most delectable homemade ice cream you'll ever eat. Best of luck to our area teams from Jackson Farms.
Amy's Quilt Room is a full-service quilt room located in Uniontown, offering retail goods and an ample sewing classroom, welcoming sewers of all skill levels, from beginners to advanced. If you're enthusiastic about sewing, you may even want to consider joining the Quilty Pleasures Quilt Club at Amy's Quilt Room. You'll stitch fabric in friendship with every project. For more information, visit amysquiltroom.com or stop in to see them at 20 West Penn Street, Uniontown. Amy's Quilt Room, a fresh and modern twist to a timeless tradition.
Spring forward to home construction season with First Federal of Greene County. First Federal's construction and improvement loans puts you in charge of your dream home project with all the tools you need. First Federal offers construction loans, owner-builder loans, and home improvement loans. With offices in Fayette, Greene, and Washington counties, your loan stays here. Visit with a First Federal loan officer today or apply online at firstfederalofgreene.com. First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 458729.
Leading off for the Mustangs in the bottom half of the second, Braden O'Brien, first baseman, looking to restart something that the Mustangs had going in the first inning. First pitch inside for a ball.
And Gary, going back to what we were talking about last half inning, our studio producer Nick Barczyk tells us that there were no strikeouts at all in the 1960 World Series. I assume he means Game 7.
Well,
still for the...
I'll take his word
game.
for it.
Yeah, he would know. He's a baseball historian.
Ground ball down third, foul just outside third base. And that's going to be a strike.
I'd test Nick's baseball knowledge against anybody. He's a student of the game.
He's better than Google.
Yes. Put him against the computer one day. That would be fun. Another scoreless game here early on.
1-1 pitch on the way, and that's in there for a just called ball outside. We have a bad vantage point here for balls and strikes.
Yes, we do. Braden Jr., first baseman, batting .277 with a homer and 9 RBIs.
Straight away in the outfield, kind of shallow in center. Ground ball to short. Up with it is Chuck Check. Strong throw over to first to record the first out of the inning. 6-3. Brings up Frank Kula.
Maybe next year we'll get a new press box right behind home plate.
Yeah, find a donor for that.
Yeah.
Here comes Frank, the left-handed batter. He's been snake bit the last couple games. Has hit the ball hard several times and really has nothing to show for it. So time for him to change that luck.
Lefty Kula against the righty Christian Thomas.
And stepping back off now, regrouping is Thomas.
Red Raiders in the away maroons today. White numbers, gray pants. Laurel Highlands the home whites. Red numbers, blue trim.
First pitch to Kula. It's high and outside for ball one.
Behind Kula, you'll have Joe Chambers, who's batting here today for the pitcher Devin Kravosky. Lone Mustang hit of the afternoon. Double from Ty Sankovic to lead things off in the bottom of the first.
Thomas with the delivery. Ground ball down the right side, and that's bobbled by the first baseman, and able to get to first on the play is Frank Kula. But we'll have to rule that an E3.
Now batting designated hitter number
Looked like
Joe
Tate had it for a second and just kind of slapped at it and went into foul territory. No chance to get the speedy Kula coming down the line. So
that's usually a play that Tate makes over at first.
No doubt.
Now Joe Chambers coming to the plate. Average now at 296, 4 RBIs for the senior DH. Pitched a 2-hit shutout for Laurel Highlands yesterday against Uniontown.
Big lead over here for Frank.
Yeah, Dean charging in down at third.
And Thomas will step off. Chase Kula back to first. Dean way in, charging from third base, trying to cut off that lead runner if, in fact, Joe does bunt. And step off again.
One thing with Thomas as well, Gary, sometimes he'll make that throw over to first and pretend like he's going back to the mound and then make another quick throw over.
And
now
there goes
Kula's
Kula. And that gets behind Sparks, so Kula easily into second and a ball inside to Joe Chambers. So that will eliminate the bunt, I would believe, at this point with 1 out in the inning, a runner in scoring position in the form of Kula and a hot bat at the plate in the form of Joe Chambers. Kula now steps back as Thomas fakes the throw to second. 1 ball, no strikes to Joe Chambers.
And Thomas in no hurry again on the mound here for Uniontown.
Bottom of the second inning, no score. Here's a pitch, that's in the dirt also. So 2-0 now to Joe Chambers.
Again, you had Sankovic start off the last inning with that double, and then Gesk with a sacrifice, but then Carson D'Amico with that ground ball that went to Chuck-Check. Chuck-Check went home. Controversial play to Cole Sparks. Appeared to drop the ball on the tag there from Sankovic, but Sankovic ruled out nonetheless.
2-0 pitch, and there's a looper down the right field line. It could be trouble. Foul. Foul of about 5 feet, so that would have definitely have scored Kula, but goes in the book as a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike, 1 out. Runner on at second for the Mustangs. Wind is blowing in from right field.
Still a scoreless game as we work here in the bottom of the second.
And fans still coming into Mustang Field, we should say Tom Landman Field. Kula getting off, but sneaking in behind was Chuck-Check. Back in safely. Kula's making Thomas think about it, that's for sure. A lot of action out there at second base. And he's going to fake the throw back again. So it's about a half hour at bat for Joe Chambers. And it's only 2-1.
I've seen a number of Uniontown games when Thomas has worked this year, and we've kind of gotten used to his style on the mound.
High and outside for ball 3. So Chambers now with a hitter's count and a big hole between third and short. If he could pull one,
and when Thomas,
good opportunity. So
and when Thomas has gotten into jams this year, he's done a nice job working out of them. We saw that in the first inning. Now trying to do the same here with 1 out in the second inning with Frank Kula down at second.
Gets the signal and steps off again. Maybe another rule.
Yeah.
Only allowed 2 step-offs.
We're trying to think of ways to speed up the game.
There's 3-1 pitch. That's low and inside, so a walk to Joe Chambers. Puts runners now at first and second for Pat Cavanaugh.
The advantage now you have for Uniontown, though, the double play, 4 outs, all in effect as well on the bases. Still only 1 out here in the inning, and Cavanaugh, the junior catcher, batting .217 with 7 RBIs.
Has been a pretty good contact hit lately.
Caleb Janoski batting 9th for Laurel Highlands, due up next.
First pitch to Kavanaugh is a ball. That's 5 in a row, I believe, out of the strike zone for Thomas.
He's usually a kid that throws a lot of strikes as well, Gary.
Kavanaugh may have the take in this situation. He does. Ball 2 inside.
They make him throw you a strike at this juncture. Now Joe LaPresta coming out, Uniontown pitching coach, along with catcher Colton Sparks to talk to Christian Thomas here.
And our LaPresta with a slow walk.
Yes. No one's in a hurry today on the Uniontown side, are they? Again, our broadcast presented by Penn Residential, Essential Marcom, and Amy's Quilt Room, also on the South Union Township Sports Network, brought to you by the Sprouse Insurance Group in Uniontown and agent David Hughes. United Bank, Davis & Davis, attorneys at law, South Union Township supervisors Robert Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. SWGI in Uniontown, Dr. Calabrese, Ruth Hart, Stokes and Hoppy, and Zebby Mahalovan White, Uniontown business and bankruptcy attorneys.
As Joe breaks into a jog back to the dugout. Like to see that. So
he actually told me he had a couple of hips replaced. Though,
yeah,
Gary,
I'm just making a little bit lighthearted. Joe would laugh if he heard that. 2-0 pitch now to Pat Kavanaugh. 1 out, 2 runners on. In the second, swing and a miss for a strike. Good cut there by Kavanaugh on the fastball right down the middle. Could not put the bat on it, though.
Yeah, expected the strike, got the strike there from Thomas, and now 2-1. Again, only 1 out, scoreless game, bottom of the second. Mustangs looking for the game's first run with 2 on.
2-1 pitch, high and inside, 3-1 now again, so.
And a walk here would load the bases for Caleb Janoski.
Playing left field for the Mustangs here this afternoon, Janoski. 3-1, Kavanaugh again with the batter's count. Can look for something in the zone here. Down the middle, takes it for strike 2.
I'm going to pitch to Rip.
So now full count, just 1 out. I don't think you start the runners here. Sparks a pretty good arm behind home plate too. He's shown that all season. 3-2 pitch, foul back. So another good at bat by Patrick Kavanaugh.
And a long bottom half of the second inning.
19 pitches already for Thomas, just 1 out. 2 men on. Kavanaugh digging in again to face the full count. Checks the runners. Comes from the stretch now. Step back again and fake the throw to second. Kavanaugh still in the box, looking for this 3-2 pitch. Kula on second, looks at strike 3. Wow. So give credit there to Thomas as he comes back from a 3-1 count to get the strikeout looking. And Janoski will come up with the runners still out here on first and second. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the second.
With the way Christian works, it's really easy for those batters, as you said, Gary, to get frozen up there a little bit. And you kind of have to have a different mentality facing Christian Thomas than you do against a lot of other pitchers when you're coming up to bat.
Little gamesmanship.
Yes.
I would think the batters should take the opportunity now and again to step out. Cole is really making him work. That's probably the 4th throw back to second base. But the Mustangs have yet to put a run across. Runners on in both innings in scoring position. Thomas trying to get out of this one. Again here in the bottom of the second with the first 2 runners. I'm sorry, the first runner and a sacrifice. There's a ground ball. Thomas makes a nice backhand play on to first to end the inning without any damage. The Mustangs do not score. No runs on no hits. 1 error and 2 men left on the base for the Mustangs. We'll go to the top of the 3rd on the C. Harper Sports Afternoon, brought to you by Penn Residential, Essential Marcom, and Amy's Quilt Room.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent in Uniontown and Ross Traver Township is Sprowls Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to sprowlsinsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
Uniontown Detailing offers an all-inclusive auto care experience. Services include full auto detailing, professional ceramic coatings, window tinting, undercoating, paintless dent repair, and more. Uniontown Detailing has moved to a new location on 255 South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown. Stop by and check them out today. Best of luck this season to all local teams from Uniontown Detailing.
Fayette County Recorder of Deeds John Marietta would like to wish the Laurel Highlands Mustangs, the Uniontown Red Raiders, and all of our local high school baseball teams the best of luck this season and invite you to listen to his show every Tuesday at 3:15 here on WMBS.
Penn Residential is a human services agency providing around-the-clock services and supports for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Their residential homes are located in local communities to offer residents quality care while also encouraging autonomy. They're a fast-growing company offering rewarding employment opportunities to direct support professionals interested in making positive impacts in the lives of others. DSP positions start at $16 an hour and will receive a full benefit package after 90 days. For more information about current career opportunities, visit PennResidentialInc.com/careers.
Austin Grego swing and a miss on the first pitch from Devin Kravosky. It's Grego, Uphold, and Thomas. Hitters 8, 9, and 1 for Uniontown here in the top of the third. Game still scoreless. Kravosky misses on the 0-1s, even things up at 1-1. Grego, the sophomore second baseman, 0 for 2 yesterday for Uniontown against Laurel Highlands. Now batting 110 with a pair of RBIs. Kravosky's now 1-1 pitch was low, but going after it and sending it on the ground to short was Grego, but making the play there, Sankovic over to Braden O'Brien to retire Grego, 6-3 for the first out of this top half of the third inning, and then I'll bring up Tanner Uphold. Tanner had one of only 2 hits for Uniontown yesterday against Laurel Highlands. Playing left field today, junior batting .240 with an RBI. Dean and Uphold, the 2 hits for the Red Raiders. Lefty Kravosky, wind and fire the first pitch here to Uphold. Breaking ball, missing high for ball 1. Game time temperature, 75 degrees. We got things underway here for Laurel Highlands High School this afternoon. Still bright sunshine out on the field. Next pitch here to Uphold, right down the pipe for a strike from Devin. Evens up the count at 1-1. You get into the WPIAL playoff game, Gary. Coach Yeoman's going to have some interesting choices to make for game 1 situation. You start Joe Chambers, you go with a lefty, Ain Kravosky, that might give teams a little bit of a different look.
Well, I think you're right. It is an interesting decision to make, but you almost have to go with your ace in the first game, win the one you're in, and worry about moving ahead after
I agree.
that
one from Tanner sent foul. But if you see that you might have a little advantage matchup-wise, though, by throwing a lefty, you end up going in that direction.
Certainly an interesting decision to make.
Count now, 2-2. Devin will wind and fire here to Tanner. Breaking ball high and inside. We'll go full at 3-2. And you look at the way Kravosky has progressed this year, very similar to Joe Chambers last year, sitting behind Nick Kumar in the rotation. Joe might have been even number 3 in that rotation to start the season last year. And now Kravosky walking Uphold here. But he really found himself as a mainstay in the rotation a season ago, and Kravosky's kind of done the same thing for Laurel Highlands this year.
No doubt about it, and that's a nice problem to have. As Tanner Uphold is the first walk issued by Kravosky, and now he'll have to work from the stretch with 1 out here in the top of the third with no score.
Just the second base runner Uniontown's had so far in this game. And now showing bunt, pulling back Christian Thomas. Pitch miss for ball 1. Thomas flew out to C.J. Gesk at right field first time up.
So as we saw with Thomas in the bottom half of the second, a little bit of control issues here for Kravosky in the top of the third.
Devin being a lefty, that clean look over at first. Now a throw over, and they have Uphold here in a little bit of a rundown. Throw back to second. Out at second is Tanner Uphold.
Nice move there by Kravoski. And once he saw Uphold take off, Uphold was going on first movement, and unfortunately for him, the movement was to first. So that play goes 1 to 3 to 6 for the second out of the inning.
That's certainly the advantage Kravoski has, being the lefty. Clear view of the runner over at first in those situations. And now Christian Thomas fouling off another one. Actually, that was the first one he's fouled off. Takes the count to 1-1.
Looking to try to limit the pitches here. Just 11 pitches in the inning so far for Kravoski.
Base is now empty, 2 outs. 1-1 pitch on the way. A little one-hopper scooped up there by catcher Patrick Cavanaugh.
Mustang outfield straight away in mid-depth.
Devin still working from the stretch, even with no one on. It's a hard hit ball getting through on the left side between Sankovic and Alex McLean into left field. So a 2-out single for Christian Thomas. Second hit of the afternoon for the Red Raiders.
That pickoff play looms larger now.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, could have had a situation where he'd have 2 on and 1 out. Now 1 on and 2 outs. Hunter Chukchek coming to bat now for Uniontown. Hunter grounded out 5-3 first time up. Senior shortstop batting .230 with 3 RBIs. And if the Red Raiders need a relief pitcher this afternoon, don't be surprised if it's Chukchek.
Uphold with a big lead too.
Fastball here, swing and a miss from Hunter.
That's right.
Takes the
Thomas
count
is
to
on
0-1.
at first. I'm sorry. Uphold was the victim of the pickoff.
Yeah, correct. Thomas, good speed as well for the Red Raiders over at first. This one popped up by Chukchek in foul territory. Mustangs don't have a play on it.
Out of play behind the first base dugout.
Takes the count now to 0-2.
And you always know when the pitchers, great athletes, you don't courtesy run for them. I like to see that.
Yep. 0-2. Kravoski looking for his first strikeout of the afternoon. Throws back over to first. Head first slide back safely there from Christian Thomas. Devin again, clean look over at first. 0-2 pitch on the way, a little high and inside. 1-2 now to Hunter Chukchek. Devin again looking into Patrick Cavanaugh.
Going.
Yep, Thomas running. Pitch, fastball, miss. Throw down a second, and no chance of getting Christian Thomas with his speed.
Big jump on that play. Nice opportunity as he saw Kravoski already with that front leg headed to home plate. Just take off, and stolen base puts him in scoring position.
Now Kravoski getting set for the 2-2 here to Chukchek. Pitch on the way, fastball low, and now we're full of 3-2. You've Tate Musco due up next. So Uniontown looking to score the game's first run. Again, we mentioned during the Sprouse Insurance Group pregame show, the Red Raiders over the last 3 games against Laurel Highlands going back to last year have scored just 1 run. This fastball fouled off there by Hunter. Count remains full at 3-2.
What looked like a quick inning with minimal pitches has turned a little sideways.
And they've made Kravoski work here in the top half of the third. Well, Pirates baseball on the way next on the WMBS side. Game 2 of a 3-game series. Pirates and Dodgers, and Chukchek with a well-hit ball here. The gap to left center field. Carson D'Amico charging, a little juggle relay coming in, but that's enough to score Christian Thomas. So an RBI single for Hunter Chukchek. And Uniontown strikes first, leading 1-0.
First baseman Tate Musco.
Well, good at bat there by Hunter Chukchek. Just made it work to a full count after being 0-2. Just took that fastball right up the middle. Good contact. No chance for a play by either of the outfielders for the Mustangs.
That'll bring up Tate Musco. Sophomore first baseman batting .225. A run in here for Uniontown. in the top of the third. First pitch missing for ball one to Musco. Musco popped up in foul territory to Alex McLean in the first.
The speed allowed for the steal and put him in scoring position, so paid huge dividends.
1-0 pitch finds the strike zone. We're even at 1-1. Catcher Colton Sparks due up next. Chuck check again, about a two-step lead off first. Kravoski looking his way, now makes the throw over. Back safely there is Hunter. So Uniontown has to feel good about themselves right now. Gary up 1-0 here, top of the third with their ace and Christian Thomas on the hill this afternoon.
Mustangs unable to take advantage of their two opportunities in the first two innings.
Now the throw over to first. Chuck check.
WPIAL, your local station.
Chuck check back safely. Somebody trying to interrupt our broadcast there, Gary, on the line.
I don't know if we were off the air.
We never went off the air. I think somebody picked it up back at the station for some reason. Pitch on the way, a little high and in tight.
So another hitter's count for the Red Raiders. Tate Musco, 2-1.
Devin again looking in. 2-1 on the way. Fastball, and that one just missed. Looked pretty good from here. They say a little inside. Takes us to 3-1 now. To Tate Musco.
No need to take off at this point if a 3-1 count.
3-1 on the way, and that one catches the strike zone. Tate thought it was ball four.
Maybe a makeup call.
Yes.
That doesn't happen.
They can get our umpires this afternoon. Here we go, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. One already across for Uniontown. Runner going. Musco puts it on the ground. Going to second. Kula there. Throw over to first in time to O'Brien to retire. Musco 6-4 for the third out of the inning, but Uniontown gets the game's first run here in the top of the third. We'll go to the bottom of the third, 1-0 Uniontown over Laurel Highlands here on the CR Parada Group High School Sports Day. Broadcast presented by Penn Residential, Central Marcom, and Amy's Quote Room.
Attorneys from all over the state and nation advertise in southwestern Pennsylvania for personal injury and workers' comp cases. But most of them send their assistants to do the legwork. You might not even meet your attorney until your first hearing.
We're local attorneys, Davis & Davis. We meet directly with our clients, including free consultation. There are no fees until you receive money on your case. If you've been injured, call Davis & Davis, representing you and your neighbors yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Phone 724-437-2799.
UPMC Centers for Rehab Services on Wayland Smith Drive offers cutting-edge physical therapy. Jim Burns and his staff are residents of the community, treating sports injuries, neurological conditions, back pain, sprains and strains, joint replacements, hand injuries, and other conditions. They treat you efficiently and safely by taking all necessary precautions while disinfecting the clinic regularly. All insurance accepted. Experienced therapists. Convenient location and hours. Part of the community. Call the office with a prescription from your doctor or schedule by direct access 724-437-7500.
Just as your local State Farm agent combines good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates, you can combine your home and auto. And guess what you'll get? That's right, good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates. In fact, State Farm agent Lauren Yeoman is your go-to agent in Uniontown for the service you deserve at the price you want. So try to combine home and auto today. State Farm agent Lauren Yeoman will help you mix and match things perfectly. Call 724-592-6308 for your surprisingly great rates. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Top of the order due up for Laurel Highlands here in the bottom of the third inning. Ty Sankovic, C.J. Gesk, and Carson D'Amico. Mustangs now trailing by a score of 1-0. After the RBI single from Hunter Chukchek. Driving in Christian Thomas in the top of the third for Uniontown.
A little bit of a problem again here this afternoon, the same as yesterday, with the Mustangs leaving 9 runners on yesterday.
You don't want to get in that habit come WPIAL playoff time.
Mustangs have O'Brien down the first base line, Braden O'Brien warming up.
Wow. A little early for that, you would think. Hopefully everything's all right there with Devin.
Although he's at 45 pitches.
Yep, through 3 innings. Now Christian Thomas to face Ty Sankovic, who led off the bottom of the first with a double to right field. Lefty Sankovic against the righty Christian Thomas. First pitch here from Christian. Fastball, and Ty hits it high in the air. Going back to center field, getting under it and making the grab for the first down of the inning, Tyler Hawk. So one down here in the bottom half of the third. That'll bring up C.J. Gesk, who sacrificed first time up. Came in with a 270 average and 5 RBIs.
First pitch hitting there for Sankovic. I saw one he liked. Gave it a good ride, but just too much air under it.
Now CJ will try to get things going here for the Mustangs. First pitch from Thomas, and CJ first pitch swinging. Grounder going here to Christian. He'll run over towards first. It'll flip over to Tate Musco. So 2 pitches, 2 outs here in the bottom of the third.
Now batting number 17.
That'll bring up Carson D'Amico. D'Amico hit into that 6-2 fielder's choice first time up on the controversial play at home.
Now, if you're D'Amico, you have to take at least one pitch here. You don't want to send Kravoski out in less than 10 minutes.
Oh, it'd be Thomas out in less than
I'm saying Kravoski coming back
out.
out.
I got you on the other side. You're right. First pitch was a ball there from Thomas. Count 1-0. Now Christian, another long look in. 1-0 pitch here to Carson D'Amico. Fastball in there for a strike. Takes us to 1-1.
So at least 2 more pitches.
Yes. A 5th pitch of the inning upcoming now for Christian Thomas. A wind and fire the 1-1. Fastball in for a strike again. So D'Amico's yet to get the bat off his shoulder, and the count's at 1-2. Got to protect the plate here. 2 strikeouts already for Christian Thomas. Looking for number 3. 1-2 pitch to Carson D'Amico, and Carson stays alive, fouling it off. Count remains 1-2. Now Thomas again. Looking in, shakes one off, now set to go. Another 1-2 here to Carson D'Amico. Breaking ball hit on the ground to second. Should be routine. Grego to first to Musco to retire D'Amico 4-3. So 1-2-3, bottom half of the third inning. Still 1-0 lead for Uniontown over Laurel Highlands. Going to the top of the fourth here on the C.R. Barada Group High School Sports Day. Broadcast presented by Penn Residential, Central Marcom, and Amy's Quilt Room.
General Dentist Dr. Edward L. Wietek Jr. treats children, teens, and adults of all ages. Dr. Wietek performs all phases of general dentistry, including crowns and bridges, partials, full dentures, comprehensive orthodontics, root canals, bonded white fillings, dental implants to replace missing teeth and to stabilize loose-fitting dentures, and comprehensive exams and cleaning. Dr. Wietek's office is located on the National Pike, 1 mile west of the mall on Route 40. Call him up at 724-439-1616 for Dr. Edward L. Wietek Jr.
Amy's Quilt Room is a full-service quilt room located in Uniontown, offering retail goods and an ample sewing classroom, welcoming sewers of all skill levels, from beginners to advanced. If you're enthusiastic about sewing, you may even want to consider joining the Quilty Pleasures Quilt Club at Amy's Quilt Room. You'll stitch fabric in friendship with every project. For more information, visit amysquiltroom.com or stop in to see them at 20 West Penn Street, Uniontown. Amy's Quilt Room, a fresh and modern twist to a timeless tradition.
I'm attorney Rob Harper, and I'm happy to be joining Bill Martin and Tripp Radcliffe at Radcliffe Law in Uniontown. I grew up in Uniontown and chose to make Fayette County my home. I also represent the county as an assistant district attorney, and I know my way around a courtroom. If you were hurt in an accident, buying or selling a home, need assistance with an estate or will preparation, call me at Radcliffe Law, 724-4... Radcliffe Law, making the law personal.
Here we go. After the quick bottom half of the third, we go to the top of the fourth with the Red Raiders on top, 1-0. There's a grounder right back to Kravoski. He'll run it over and flip it to O'Brien for the first out of the inning. So Sparks goes down quietly after 2 pitches.
That didn't take long at all, Gary. So 1 up, 1 down, and Clay Dean, who picked up an infield single, first time up now coming to the plate.
Mustangs need a quick inning just like the Red Raiders had. First pitch to Dean, swing and a miss for strike one. Kowalski working here in the top of the fourth. Second pitch to Dean is in there for strike two. So Kowalski working quickly and throwing strikes here so far in the fourth. One out. Pitch just misses. Wow. Again, we have no kind of an angle, so hard to complain up here. Fans thought it was a strike.
They have probably a better view than we do.
Swing and a miss, strike three. So goes down swinging as the ball flies into left field. Strong throw there by Kavanaugh, but
Eric Odom
keeping his left fielder involved.
They had some long half innings. Now we are here in the top of the fourth already. Uniontown still leading Laurel Highlands 1-0.
That's going to bring up Eric Odom. Flew out to center field his first at bat. There's a pop-up foul behind first base for strike one. Second pitch just misses outside for 1-1.
Odom came into the game with 4 RBIs, 0 for 1 with a sacrifice and a walk yesterday. Senior right fielder.
Here's the 1-1 pitch from Kowalski. Outside, 2-1. Another beautiful day here in southwestern Pennsylvania.
This week spoiling us a little bit.
Fastball high and outside, 3-1 now with 2 outs in the inning. Kowalski was looking for a quick one, but now facing a 3-1 count to the right fielder, Eric Odom. Here's the pitch in there on the inside corner for strike two.
Going to be interesting to see how the seedings are going to work. Expect Montour to likely be the number 1. I think you'll have West Mifflin and North Catholic in the mix for a 2, and Beaver likely getting the final bye for a 12 teams.
3-2 pitch, a high fly ball to center field. Like he has it measured and making the catch out there in center field for the Mustangs. The center fielder, Carson D'Amico, to end the inning. No damage for the Red Raiders here in the top of the fourth. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth on the C. Harper Sports Afternoon broadcast presented by Penn Residential, Essential Marcom, and Amy's Quilt Room.
Good times and good food. It's all at Potter's Bar and Grill on Morgantown Street in Uniontown, family owned and operated. Potter's has been a staple in the Uniontown community since 1950. So get out of the house and make your next night out at Potter's Bar and Grill on Morgantown Street in Uniontown. Call them up at 724-438-9835. That's 724-438-9835. Or visit Potter's on Facebook. We'll see you at Potter's.
Going on now at Harper Chevrolet.
Our customers can drive away in a new 2022 Chevy Equinox for only $223 a month. First payment and security deposit waived. Stop in for a test drive or visit CHarperChevy.com. Chevrolet, find new roads. Lease is through GMF for well-qualified individuals at 10,000 miles per year, 24 months with $2,999 cash rate equity and GM Lease Loyalty or GM Lease Conquest. Payment is with tax, title, and fees. First payment and security deposit waived. Sale ends May 31st, 2022. While supplies last. Call dealer for all other details at 724-929-8000.
Did you know that you have a choice for your physical therapy provider? NovaCare Rehabilitation offers same-day appointments, and oftentimes you don't need a prescription from your doctor to see us. We will make sure that you are treated as an individual and will work directly one-on-one with you to help achieve your goals. You have tried the rest. Now try the best. NovaCare, Delaware Avenue in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-0556 to schedule your appointment today.
Bottom half of the inning for the Laurel Highlands Mustangs. Due up for the Mustangs, McLean, O'Brien, and Kula. As McLean looks at strike one to start the things off here in the bottom of the fourth.
Uniontown still leading 1-0 over Laurel Highlands.
Ball inside that time, 1-1.
McLean struck out swinging back in the first inning. We mentioned had a solid game yesterday, 2 for 3. Solo home run, stand-up double, also walked and scored a pair of runs.
1-1 pitch, ground ball to third. That's a fair ball. Nice play over there by Dean as he whips it across the infield for the first out of the inning.
That was not an easy play there for Clay Dean over a third, but a strong arm over to Tate Musco to retire McLean 5-3 for the first out of this bottom of the 4th inning.
Just a slow roller, and Dean had to charge it. Made a nice glove, flipped it to his throwing hand, and got it across the infield with a strong throw to Tate Musco.
Thomas now has retired 6 straight Mustangs. Last to get on, Joe Chambers walked back in the 2nd inning.
And the Mustangs with just 1 hit.
That was the double that Ty Sankovic had to lead things off.
First pitch to Braden O'Brien is low and inside for ball 1.
What's our unofficial pitch count on Thomas right now?
I got him at about 49.
Okay. He's in pretty good shape then at this juncture of the game.
Swing and a miss for strike 1.
Yeah, that quick bottom half of the 3rd inning, which helped his cause a little bit.
Sure did. 1-1 to Braden O'Brien, trying to get things started here for the Mustangs in the bottom of the 4th, trailing 1-0. As these games have gone between the Mustangs and the Red Raiders, it's, as you said, the pitchers are in control, and there's O'Brien stepping out as Thomas was going into his windup.
I think it's a good sign, though, for both Laurel Highlands and Uniontown entering the postseason. You win a lot of games by pitching and defense. That's certainly the strengths, I think, of both of these programs. Question is, can Uniontown and Laurel Highlands get the bats going in the postseason?
That's low and outside in the dirt, so 2-1 now to Braden.
That's been the Red Raiders' main bugaboo throughout the course of the season. The Mustangs certainly have shown throughout much of the season that they can hit the ball well, but they've had some inconsistent games as well this season.
Those lulls.
Yes.
There's a swing and a miss by O'Brien to even the count at 2-2 with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Red Raiders on top, 1-0.
And you look at this 4A playoff field, I think other than Montour, who is probably the favorite going in, you throw up any team against any team in the first round, I think it's a pretty good toss-up. There's not too many strong teams that have been dominant so far this season.
Pitch inside, got him. Just kind of got him on the shoulder, and O'Brien in a little bit of discomfort as he gets down to first base, and he's going to shake that off.
Gives the Mustangs a much-needed base runner, though, as Frank Kula comes to the plate now for Laurel Highlands. Frank got on via an air and stole a base first time up.
Umpire's going to give O'Brien a little bit of opportunity to shake that off. Looks like it hit him in the left elbow.
That's not a good sign, even though he throws right-handed, Gary. Remember, he was warming up to possibly come in later in the game. And you get a little discomfort there. Even if it's from your non-throwing hand, it still maybe is in your head a little bit.
Rub some dirt on it.
Yep. Carson Scott's going to come on here as the pinch runner now for O'Brien. Carson got a couple of starts earlier in the season when Frank Kula was out with the stomach bug.
And that brings up Frank Kula to the plate, as you say that. With an opportunity with now runner on and 1 out. Frank reached on an error his first time up in the 2nd inning. Stole a base, but was stranded.
Carson just celebrated a birthday as well for Laurel Highlands.
Getting a big lead over here. Thomas is definitely going to be throwing over. And he does.
Carson quickly into the game there with that head first slide.
Got to be ready, as you always say, coming off that bench. Cannot make base running errors. Back again.
His brother Caleb playing over at Penn State Fayette. I think their season just wrapped up a week or so ago.
Saw on the paper today that swing and a miss by Frank Kula for the Mustangs. Braden McKnight heading to Penn State.
Fayette?
Yes. Back in again is Kula.
Seen a lot of kids from Laurel Highlands head there over the last couple of years to play baseball.
No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner on at first. Scott pinch running for the hit by pitch O'Brien. Frank Kula at the plate for the Mustangs. Thomas from the stretch. That's inside for ball one, 1-1.
Just kind of tough, though, how early that season is. I mean, you look at the high school game and we complain how early it is. They're playing games sometimes late February, early March, and their conference season is done by April.
That's hard weather to deal with.
Yep.
Scott getting a nice lead over here at first.
I think actually the USDA baseball championships are this coming weekend.
And you probably got a call to do some broadcasting.
I think I'll stay around here.
There's a foul ball over first base side. So
they're trying to recruit Tony, though.
1 ball, 2 strikes. I got an email.
Yeah, I did too. I don't think any of us are making the journey to Du Bois.
I think that's where it was, yeah.
Like the Treasure Lake golf courses up there, if ever played up that way, Gary.
You've hit them all, I think, Brian. You're a traveler on those golf excursions. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Throw over again to Carson. Wow, wicked tag attempt there by Tate Musco.
I think they have a newer complex up there for baseball. Showers Field up there in Du Bois, where they have all the baseball and softball championships. Played some high school state games there as well.
Yeah, Penn State probably would turf all of those fields.
Yep.
Except Penn State Fayette. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Another foul ball back over the stands, this time on the third base side. Making Thomas throw a few extra pitches here. 1 out in the inning. Mustangs trailing 1-0 to the Uniontown Red Raiders. Bottom of the 4th inning.
Frank certainly battling here against Christian Thomas.
Another throw over, no tag. Diving back in is Scott. Got his uniform dirty for sure.
Have some laundry to do before tomorrow. But they'll wear the away uniforms probably tomorrow, and the home whites again on Thursday. Again, Mustangs playing TJ tomorrow, back home against Albert Gallatin on Thursday.
There's a swing and a miss for strike 3 to Frank Kula for the 2nd out of the inning.
Now batting number
for
1.
Thomas, it's his 3rd strikeout of the afternoon, now with Joe Chambers coming to the plate. 2 outs here in the inning. Scott still at first, running for Braden O'Brien. Chambers walked first time up, came in 296 average, 4 RBI, senior DH today. Got the start on the mound yesterday.
Like to see Joe put a charge into one here. Ball's into dirt, gets by Sparks. That's going to allow Scott to scoot into second in the scoring position.
That could be big, Gary.
That's
and just
what
a
you
1-0
need.
lead for Uniontown. Runs tough to come by.
A lot of room down the third base line. Red Raiders shading everyone over towards the right field. Chambers, a right-handed batter, could find a hole there between short and third. That's low and inside again for ball 2.
As you said, the good news for Laurel Highlands, you're making Thomas throw a lot of pitches here in the inning, and you get to a point, still a 1-run game. Opportunity maybe to, get him out of there and then do a little damage against the Uniontown bullpen.
Scott with the lead off at second base. Working again from the stretch is Thomas. 2-0 pitch to Joe Chambers. There's a foul off again to the right side, so 2 balls and 1 strike now.
There have not been many teams at all this year, Gary, that have been able to figure out Christian Thomas. And you go into a first-round WPIAL playoff game. If I'm facing Uniontown, that's going to be my main concern. If Thomas is able to stay under that 100-pitch count, it could be tough if the Red Raiders can get their bats going. That's going to be, I think, the big key for Uniontown. If they can pick up their first WPIAL playoff win since 1983, I think Thomas is going to keep it close for them, but they're just going to have to find a way to get the bats going on the offensive side.
That's always the key in the first round of the playoffs because you're going to see the best pitchers. It's a pitch. Foul ball right at the plate. So now Joe facing a 2-ball, 2-strike count with 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th, Scott out at second in scoring position. Red Raiders on top, 1-0.
We're expecting the first round of the WPIAL playoffs to start next Wednesday if the WPIAL does what they did a year ago, but you never know. It'd be nice if maybe Laurel Highlands and Uniontown could play at the same venue, Gary. We'd love that.
Absolutely. Fans would too. There's a line drive right back at Thomas. He knocks it down and makes the play over to first to end the inning. So a rocket by Joe Chambers. No luck right at Thomas. And he just defensively knocked it down. Threw over to first for the final out. No runs for the Mustangs. We'll go to the 5th with the Red Raiders still on top, 1-0 here on the C. Harper Sports Afternoon, brought to you by Penn Residential, Essential Marcom, and Amy's Quilt Room.
Does your car sound like it's saying, "Trade me in, trade me in," every time you start it up? Well, go to Ford of Uniontown and trade it in. That's right, your Uniontown Ford dealer is ready to assist you with a new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV purchase. Ford of Uniontown has all the deals, all the inventory, and they are ready to deal. It has never been a better time to buy a Ford. Service is their top priority. No matter where you purchase your Ford car or truck, Ford of Uniontown will be happy to service it for you. They offer Ford-trained technicians, Ford-certified parts and service, 1-year, 12,000-mile parts warranties, and new state-of-the-art service equipment. Call or stop in today to see the hometown service of Ford of Uniontown, Route 40 West across from Applebee's. So listen to your car the next time you hear it say, "Trade me in, trade me in." Ford of Uniontown, Route 40 at the top of the hill.
Marketing communications is an essential part of every business, but identifying an effective marketing strategy can be tricky. If you're interested in growing your business but unsure of where to start, contact Essential Marcom to begin the discussion. From business and product naming to logo design, website development, and social media, Essential Marcom collaborates with local startups and existing businesses to maximize customer reach. Learn more about the Essential Marcom capabilities and view their portfolio at essentialmarcom.com. That's ESSENTIALMARCOM.com, or by contacting Dana at essentialmarcom.com.
Wyatt Nails leading off the top half of the 5th here for Uniontown, taking the first pitch for ball 1 from Devin Kravosky. It's Nails, Grego, and Uphold. Uniontown leading Laurel Highlands 1-0 as we work here in the top half of the 5th. Nails grounded out 5-3 in the top half of the 2nd, first time up. And like Thomas, Kravosky has gotten into a little bit of a groove. He's retired 4 straight. Loosening up his shoulder a little bit. Braden O'Brien back in the game, playing first. Good sign for the Mustangs. 1-0 now to Nails. Breaking ball, and that one hit foul on the left side.
Coach Musco knocks it down.
Evens things up at 1-1. Coach Musco, a busy guy. A lot of coaching, teaching. I think he DJs in his spare time. 1-1 on the way. Well, outside. Couple of kids keeping him busy as well, including his son Tate playing first base this afternoon, celebrating his 16th birthday.
He'll be busy all summer with baseball activities.
This ball hit high in the air from Wyatt Nails to shallow center, charging and getting Carson D'Amico for the first out of the inning. Back-to-back F8s on your card. Eric Odom flew out in D'Amico's direction to end the top half of the 4th, and now Nails flies out to D'Amico to start the top half of the 5th. Then I'll bring up Austin Grego, the sophomore second baseman, grounded out 6-3 back in the 3rd inning in his first at-bat, batting from the 8th position in the Red Raiders batting lineup.
Like to see that with the center fielder calling off the second baseman. Always coming in is much easier to make that play.
Heads up play there. Breaking ball from Kravosky, 0-1. Also have to congratulate our colleague Russ Rhodes. Today became a grandfather for the first time. His daughter gave birth to a baby boy. So congratulations to the Rhodes family as well, as Russ becomes Grandpa Russ. Yeah, now even at 1-1. Now the 1-1 on the way. Fastball, and that one ripped and gets past Frank Kula. Well hit ball into center field. Have to give Grego a hit there for Uniontown. That would have been a tough play there for Kula.
Next batter, Tanner Uphold.
Grego, a base runner for Uniontown here in the top of the 5th.
Good at bat there for Grego as he took that pitch on the outside part of the plate and just drove it to the right side of Frank Kula with a hard shot that made its way into the outfield for a clean single.
Another pinch runner here for Uniontown. Aiden Martin coming on a run for Grego. Now Tanner Uphold, he walked and was picked off first time up. Watch for Martin with good speed down at first as Uniontown looking for an insurance run up 1-0. Kravoski came into the game 3-0 record, 0.66 ERA as he checks Martin over at first, who's back safely. On the hook, though, right now. And sends one high on the first pitch to Tanner Uphold, 1-0. And Uphold yesterday, just one of 2 Uniontown hits. So far this afternoon, the Red Raiders reeling together 4 hits against Laurel Highlands so far. Next pitch, Uphold fouling that one off. Even up the count at 1-1. You know, the top of the order, and Christian Thomas due up behind Uphold as Uniontown will start their 3rd trek through the order. And Thomas singled and scored the game's only run last time up. Now the 1-1, Kravoski to Uphold, who is showing bunt, fouled it off. Takes the count now to 1-2. And our broadcast also on the South Union Township Sports Network, courtesy of the Sprouse Insurance Group and Agent David Hughes, United Bank, Davis & Davis, attorneys at law, South Union Township supervisors Robert Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott, SWGI in Uniontown, and Zebley Mahal and White, Uniontown business and bankruptcy attorneys.
Mustangs at about double play depth.
1-2 on the way, and Uphold, well hit ball here to center field. But getting under it, Carson D'Amico makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So, Gary, that's 3 straight outs that have been recorded. F8 out there in Carson's direction in center field. Now back to the top of the order, and Christian Thomas.
And Christian flew out to right field. Big play by C.J. Gesk in the first inning and had to, as you said, the single back in the 3rd that came around to score.
Martin about a step and a half lead off of first. Kravoski's first pitch here to Christian Thomas, high for ball 1. Where are we at pitch count-wise, Gary, now for Kravoski?
Well, unofficially, I have him at 74.
Okay. Still working here in the top of the 5th. That one fouled out by Christian Thomas. Even up the count at 1-1. And we're back on the air Friday. We'll have the Laurel Highlands Albert Gallatin game for you. Beyond there with our Sprouse Insurance Group pregame show, a little before 4 o'clock. We'll have the live video stream on all of our outlets of the Senior Day festivities, which are scheduled to start around 3:40 on Thursday. So if you log on to any of our Facebook Live platforms, the Laurel Highlands School District, South Union Township Sports Network, or WMBS, we'll be streaming all the Senior Day festivities before our actual radio broadcast hits the air. Showing bunt now, Thomas. Throw over to first. Martin, interesting there for Christian, but he does have good speed. Showing bunt with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning, and Uniontown leading 1-0.
Would be bunting for a hit, no doubt. But that brings McLean in on the grass surface at third base. Throw over again.
You always have a situation where Christian showing bunt and then decides to swing away there, maybe to bring the guys in a little bit. I guess, Gary, you're out for Thursday?
I'll have to check again.
Okay. But showing bunt, pitch in there for a strike, runner going. High throw goes into center field. Wow.
Kind of slipped out of Kavanaugh's hand that time. You don't see that from Patrick.
No, not
ever.
at all.
Been very solid behind the plate. And that puts a runner in scoring position with 2 outs here in the 5th.
Uniontown looking for another one. And Thomas scored the game's only run so far, now looking to drive one in. Came in with 4 RBIs. Already a hit so far this afternoon. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Count at 1-2. Pitch from Kravoski, breaking ball, and Thomas drives it deep to left. It's a fair ball. Going wide of Caleb Janoski. It will score Aiden Martin. Stand-up double for Christian Thomas, and Uniontown extends their lead now to 2-0.
just turned on that one perfectly and drove it deep down their left field line. No chance for the left fielder Janoski to get to that one. And easily scoring on the play was the pinch runner.
Inning not done yet. Hunter Chukchek now coming on. He had that RBI single to center field, driving in Christian Thomas last time up. And you're going to get here, Gary, looks like a courtesy runner in this situation for the pitcher Thomas. And they're going to bring on Thomas Rankin, number 1, to run. So Rankin to run here for Thomas. 2 outs here in the inning. 1 already across for Uniontown, as they extend the lead now to 2-0. And Hunter Chukchek, who's 1 for 2 with an RBI single, coming to the plate. Looking to add another one on here for the Red Raiders. Kravoski glanced back at Rankin over at second. First pitch to Chukchek, fouled off here on the near side, counted 0-1. This would be huge for Uniontown's momentum, Gary, entering the postseason with a win over rival Laurel Highlands. And wins have been tough to come by for Uniontown over the years against the Mustangs. Max, you have to go back a number of years to find the last Uniontown win in the series. I believe it occurred in a non-conference game.
Give a lot of credit to Christian Thomas, not only pitching, but at the plate here this afternoon. There's a rip into left field again.
That's going to be another hit and likely another run coming across. Rankin going to hold him up at third with a relay coming in there quickly from Janoski. So it's a single to left for Hunter Chukchek. And they're starting to get to Devin Kravoski.
Tate Musco.
Well, Janoski with a nice play out there in left field to hold the runner at third.
Brad Yeoman bringing the whole infield in. And by the way, the last Uniontown win over Laurel Highlands back in 2017 non-conference game. Red Raiders knocked off Laurel Highlands 4-3 late in the season. And let's see if Coach Yeoman's going to make another change here. Now runners on the corners, one already across, lead it 2-0 for Uniontown over Laurel Highlands. We're here in the top of the 5th. Uniontown struck first in the 3rd inning. RBI single from Hunter Chukchek drove in Christian Thomas. And now it's an RBI double from Thomas, driving in Aiden Martin, who was the pinch runner for Austin Grego. Where are we at pitch count-wise right now, Gary?
I have him at 80. No, I'm sorry. 70. Yeah, right at 70.
So a little wiggle room. Kravoski's going to hang in there. We'll see for how long. 3 of the last 4 Red Raiders have picked up hits against Devon. Now you have Musco at the plate, who's 0 for 2 today. Came into the game with a .225 average and 7 RBIs.
I was right the first time, 80.
80, okay. A quick math, carry the 1.
Yeah, I failed to do that.
Now a glance back from Kravoski down at third. First pitch to Musco. Missed for ball 1. Musco, the lefty, against the lefty Kravoski. So lefty versus lefty matchup here.
Tough to read my own writing.
Yeah, I hear you. I have that problem sometimes too. Now the 1-0 to Tate. Called strike. Evens up the count at 1-1. These teams went a number of years playing in separate conferences, with Laurel Highlands in 5A and Uniontown in 4A. Now both back in 4A. 1-1 on the way. Breaking ball. Tate didn't go. Pitch miss low. Count at 2-1.
Mustangs trying to keep this as a manageable situation with just 2 runs down. But that in and of itself is a formidable task facing Thomas.
That pitch missing outside. 3-1 now. Kravoski to Musco.
I would think if Kravoski doesn't get Musco, that will be the last batter that he faces.
I agree. Be a nice little birthday gift to himself here. Tate can drive in a couple of runs. 3-1 fouled off. Takes us full to 3-2. Another tight one between these two schools. 2-0 yesterday, Laurel Highlands. Now Uniontown leading here this afternoon, 2-0. Count now full, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the 5th. Runners on the corners. Red Raiders looking for a little more insurance. And Kravosky's 3-2 pitch. Fastball must go well hit. Goes to Kula. Throw over to first in time to O'Brien to retire. Must go 4-3, but the Red Raiders tack another one on and lead Laurel Highlands 2-0 heading in the bottom of the 5th here on the C.R. Parada Group High School Sports Day broadcast presented by Penn Residential, Essential Marcom, and Amy's Quilt Room.
Mom Maruka's Pizza Shop, located at 64 Barton Mill Road in Uniontown, is your prime place to enjoy local high school sports. Mom Maruka's is family-owned and operated where pride of ownership certainly shows. The Sampson family carries on the tradition of homemade pizza, salads, subs, and wings. Mom Maruka's is open Monday through Saturday, 4 to 10 for indoor-outdoor dining and takeout. Call 724-438-9066 or visit MomMarukaPizza.com for their menu.
Going on now at Sea Harbor Chevrolet.
Our customers can drive away in a new 2022 Chevy Equinox for only $223 a month. First payment and security deposit waived. Stop in for a test drive or visit SeaHarborChevy.com. Chevrolet, 5 new roads. Lease is through GMF for well-qualified individuals at 10,000 miles per year, 24 months with $2,999 cash rate equity and GM Lease Loyalty or GM Lease Conquest. Payment is with tax, title, and fees. First payment and security deposit waived. Sale ends May 31st, 2022. While supplies last. Call dealer for all other details at 724-929-8000.
Did you know that you have a choice for your physical therapy provider? NovaCare Rehabilitation offers same-day appointments, and oftentimes you don't need a prescription from your doctor to see us. We will make sure that you are treated as an individual and will work directly one-on-one with you to help achieve your goals. You have tried the rest. Now try the best. NovaCare, Delaware Avenue in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-0556 to schedule your appointment today.
Moving out of the bottom of the 5th, 2-0. Uniontown Red Raiders leading the Laurel Highlands Mustangs. It's Kavanaugh, Yanoski, and Sankovic do it for the Mustangs here in the bottom half of the 5th. Hitters 8, 9, and 1, still facing Christian Thomas, who's been pretty stellar on the mound this afternoon, Gary.
Very efficient. I have him unofficially at 63 pitches through 4 innings.
A lot of wiggle room here as the Mustangs still have 9 outs to work with. A lot of baseball still to play here this afternoon from Landman Field here at Laurel Highlands High School. Brian Morozak along with Gary Frankhauser. Jerry Dupé behind the camera in our Facebook Live video feed. Frank Kula helping us out with our score hub, and Nick Barczyk back inside our WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital studios. Thomas's first pitch to Kavanaugh, called strike. 0-1. Kavanaugh struck out looking first time up. One of 3 strikeout victims for Thomas so far in this game.
The Mustangs also a victim of their own inability to get the clutch hit again with runners in scoring position.
0-1. Kavanaugh puts it on the ground. A little slow roller to Grego at second. Gets it out of his glove. Wide throw. Did Musco stay on the bag? And the base umpire says yes, he did. And that's the first out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Another bang-bang play there, Gary.
But I think that's right below us here. Definitely the right call. Good play by Tate Musco to reach to his right on the slightly errant throw there and maintain his foot on the base.
Coach Yeoman coming out here. It's actually going to be a pinch hitter. Ben Diamond batting here for Caleb Yanoski.
Now batting, number 11, Ben.
So first at bat of the game for Ben Diamond.
Senior outfielder for the Mustangs.
Batting .226. He's driven in 7 runs so far this season for Laurel Highlands. First pitch to Diamond, called strike, 0-1. Batting for Caleb Yanoski, who grounded out back to Thomas, first time up. Next pitch now, Thomas to Diamond. Alone in the dirt. Hops behind Colt Sparks, no damage done with the bases empty. Count at 1-1.
Over an hour and a half in, and we're still in the 5th inning. A lot of baseball to play here.
Yep.
3 more opportunities. Well, now 2 and 2 outs for the Mustangs. 2 innings and 2 outs to try to chip into this 2-0 lead for the Uniontown Red Raiders.
1-1 now to Diamond. Fastball hit on the ground on the left side. Nice little snag there from Clay Dean. Over to first to Musco again to retire Diamond 5-3 for the inning's second out.
Now batting.
Fielding's been Certainly on par for Uniontown today as well.
Just one error, and that
Correct.
was a hard-hit ball by Frank Kula, so no
they made
damage.
up for it. Yeah,
no
they made
damage.
up for it,
Absolutely.
though, with some nice stops. Now, the top of the order, and Sankovic sent one to the wall and right. Back in the first inning, very close to a home run. Takes the first pitch here for ball one, then flew out to center field, and Tyler Hawk back in the third inning. So a couple of well-hit balls from Sank so far this afternoon. Had a home.
Go ahead.
I said had a home run here last week against Elizabeth Forward on Tuesday. Takes one there low, count of 2-0.
Certainly want to give him the green light, 2-0. Possibly an extra base hit.
A 2-0 pitch here from Christian Thomas. Another fastball called strike 2-1. Now to Tyler Sankovic. He'll be back next year, junior for Laurel Highlands. Have a number of seniors they'll honor here coming up on Thursday. This pitch on the way, a little low in the dirt. Among the seniors, Joe Chambers, Caden Early, Braden McKnight, Dan Carney, Ben Diamond, Carson D'Amico, Alex McLean, Noah Matthews, and Logan Urich. Pretty big senior class. Nice pitch here to Sankovic. That's ball 4. And the Mustangs a base runner here with 2 outs.
Now batting
in the bottom of the 5th.
CJ
Gesk representing the game-tying run coming to the plate.
Just the second walk by Thomas. Shown very good control here this afternoon.
Now CJ Gesk trying to come through for the Mustangs. First pitch from Christian Thomas. Inside for ball 1. Gesk sacrifice first time up, grounded out 1-3 back in the third. Had a couple of sacrifices yesterday as well. Throw over to first, over the head of Musco. That'll allow Sankovic go down to second. Came close to coming up here in the booth, Gary.
Sure did. Thomas just turned quickly and tried to catch Sankovic off guard, but really just a wild throw over the head of Tate Musco. No chance for him to grab that. And hit the dugout below us and caromed into right field.
It's now Sank in scoring position. It's a 1-0 count to CJ Gesk. Pitch from Thomas. Fastball low and outside. Count at 2-0. First base now open. You have Carson D'Amico, who's 0 for 2 today, due up next. And now you have Coach LaPresta coming out here to talk to Christian Thomas. Try to settle him down a little bit.
Yeah, probably just give him a little bit of a break, but also telling him you got to have a 2-run lead. The Mustangs have not really shown the ability to get the clutch hit so far, so challenge them with the strikes.
And again, where are we at pitch count-wise for Christian Thomas as well? I think important to note in this contest.
76.
Okay. And then bottom of the 5th. Has a chance to go the distance. We'll see how things shake out here in the final couple of innings. Sankovic now on second, 2 outs. You have Gesk at the plate. Christian another step off here with a count at 2-0.
Chaz Lambie headed down the left field line to warm up for the Red Raiders.
You saw Lambie get loose yesterday, never came into the game against Laurel Highlands. It was Clay Dean that was used in relief of Tate Musco as Thomas finds the strike zone there to take the count to 2-1. So Lambie warming up. I have to think that Hunter Chukchek, who's in the field right now, would be another option. He's been pretty much their number 2 pitcher so far this season. Did not see any action yesterday with Coach Kenny Musco choosing to go with the lefty, his son Tate, who pitched well yesterday against Laurel Highlands, as Christian Thomas misses there high and inside, moves the count now to 3-1 to CJ Gesk. Now a big 3-1 pitch here, Thomas to Gesk. It's on the way and high and inside for ball 4. It's back-to-back walks issued by Christian Thomas.
Now batting for the Mustangs,
after he retired the first 2 Mustangs here in this bottom half of the 5th inning with some ground ball outs. Kavanaugh and Ben Diamond, who was pinch hitting for Caleb Yanoski, and now Carson D'Amico is certainly due for a hit. Yesterday was 1 for 4. Today 0 for 2. Came in with a .385 average, a homer and 11 RBIs. So 2 on, 2 outs. Mustangs down 2 runs at 2-0. Thomas's first pitch here to D'Amico. Just missed for ball 1.
Well, we have D'Amico and McLean, your 2 clutch hitters in this situation. Can they produce with 2 outs?
Thomas taking his time. 1-0 here to D'Amico. Fastball popped in foul territory, and it'll go over towards the fence by the Mustang dugout and out of play. Evens up the count at 1-1. You could even see a situation, Gary, if Thomas does get into a big jam here in the 5th where they bring Lambie in to finish out the inning and then go with Chuck Check for the final 2.
Certainly would be in the plan for Coach Musco.
You're hoping Thomas can get you out of this inning. And again, he's done a nice job throughout the course of the season getting Uniontown out of jams. Now trying to do it here again. And it looked like just a ho-hum inning to start with Kavanaugh and Diamond retired, but a couple of walks have given the Mustangs a little life here in the bottom half of the 5th. Now with their top hitter as far as batting average is concerned coming into the game, Carson D'Amico now at the plate. Thomas is 1-1. And now another step off from Christian. Christian toeing the rubber again. Glance back at second.
Might see Musco sneak in behind here.
1-1 in tight, 2-1.
Got to be careful over here at first if you're CJ Guest, because I think that's, I see Tate kind of giving a signal to Thomas. He's going to sneak in behind him here.
If you see Thomas issue another walk, would certainly be a tough spot for Kenny Musco as well. Would you make the move to the bullpen? And there's a shot. It's a little nubber, and it might be right place, right time. It is. Fair ball down the first base line. That'll score Sankovic. Going into second, sliding in is Carson D'Amico. A big-time RBI double for Laurel Highlands. They're back to within a run at 2-1.
And that ball hit the chalk down the right field line. Tate Musco was calling it a foul ball, but it clearly was fair as we had to lean out of the box and see that hit the chalk down the right field line. So kind of a tough situation there for Thomas. It was a pretty good pitch, but fighting it off and pushing it to right field was Carson D'Amico. Give him credit.
12th RBI of the season for Carson. Drives in Ty Sankovic. It's now Uniontown 2, Laurel Highlands 1. With Alex McLean coming to the plate. Alex 0 for 2, and they're going to intentionally walk him to load up the bases. So they're not going to pitch to McLean. They're going to opt to throw to Braden O'Brien.
First baseman, number 22, Braden O'Brien.
Probably good strategy on behalf of Coach Musco that not only eliminates McLean, one of the best batters for the Mustangs, but also brings the force play into play.
And 2 outs here in the inning. You've now had 4 straight Mustangs reach base safely after Thomas retired the first 2 Laurel Highlands batters here in the inning. And now Braden O'Brien, who was hit by a pitch, takes the first pitch here for ball 1. Coach Kenny Musco sticking with his ace, Christian Thomas, still on the hill. So big spot in this game for Laurel Highlands, bases loaded. Opportunity to tie things up or possibly take the lead. 1-0, Thomas to O'Brien. Pitch misses outside, now 2-0. And nowhere to put Braden O'Brien right now either. 3 walks in the inning from Thomas, 1 intentional.
I think you have to be taking in this situation. Make him throw a strike.
2-0 counts. Pitch on the way. Called strike. O'Brien thought it was ball 3. Reminder to stay tuned after the game for our post-game show brought to you by State Farm agent Lauren Yeoman. Christian Thomas, clean look over at third. Count now 2-1 to Braden O'Brien. Thomas, deep breath. 2-1 on the way. Right down the pipe for strike 2. Throw down. Back to first, gets away. and that should score another run for the Mustangs. It will. D'Amico rounding third, and the Mustangs will take the lead at 3-2 off an errant throw. Wow.
Not what you do if you're Colt Sparks, but he had really no chance to get the runner at first in the form of Alex McLean, and the throwdown was in the dirt. Unable to block it was Tate Musco, and that ball goes all the way out into right field, allows 2 runs to score. Mustangs take the lead.
A couple of breakdowns there for Uniontown. Now 3 across here in the bottom half of the 5th for the Red Raiders. And Braden O'Brien still at the plate. Now you have Alex McLean at second. Thomas's next pitch to O'Brien, and this one popped up. That should do it for the inning. Musco getting under it. He'll make the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. That errant throw looming even larger right now. Mustangs plate 3 here in the bottom of the 5th to take a 3-2 lead over Uniontown here on the CR Prada Group High School Sports Day broadcast presented by Penn Residential, Essential Marcom, and Amy's Quote Room.
With branches in Markleysburg, Connellsville, Hopwood, Uniontown, and Perryopolis, Somerset Trust Company is truly Fayette County's community bank. We invite you to stop by and experience the Somerset Trust Company difference. Local decision-making, convenient locations, extended hours, award-winning online and mobile banking, and more. Somerset Trust Company, community banking worth talking about. Branches and ATMs throughout Fayette County.
On the go? No time to stop? That's when you'll love Peach & Pharmacy's curbside pickup at Peach & Market in downtown Connellsville. Next time you have a prescription to get, let Peach & Pharmacy make it easy for you. Call ahead at 724-626-9600 or send a message. Let friendly curbside pickup keep you right where you want to be, in the driver's seat.
Peach & Pharmacy, your local pharmacy.
Penn Residential is a human services agency providing around-the-clock services and supports for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Their residential homes are located in local communities to offer residents quality care while also encouraging autonomy. They're a fast-growing company offering rewarding employment opportunities to direct support professionals interested in making positive impacts in the lives of others. DSP positions start at $16 an hour and will receive a full benefit package after 90 days. For more information about current career opportunities, visit PennResidentialInc.com/careers.
Here we go now with the top of the 6th inning. The Mustangs plating 3 in the bottom of the 5th, and that inning is worth recapping with 2 quick outs, a ground ball to second and a ground ball to third, followed by a walk to Sankovic, another walk to C.J. Gesk, and the double by Carson D'Amico, which brought in the first run. And then, with the bases loaded, an errant throw down to first base trying to pick off McLean after he was intentionally walked. Goes into right field and allows 2 more runs to score for the Mustangs. They get 3 runs on just 1 hit.
And we have a couple of changes for Laurel Highlands, including a new pitcher, Alex McLean, on in relief of Devin Kravosky. Braden McKnight now playing third base in place of Alex McLean. And Ben Diamond, who batted for Caleb Janoski last half inning now, takes Janoski's spot out in left field.
McLean to Sparks, and there's a rip to center field, but coming in and making the catch, having him played perfectly, was D'Amico. Little shallow and shaded to right field. That line drive hit results in an out.
McLean's numbers for the season coming in with an 0-2 record. This is his 4th appearance, 5.83 ERA. Also has picked up a save, has worked 6 innings, given up 7 hits, 8 runs, 5 of them earned, struck out 5, walked 3 so far this season. So what's interesting, Gary, he's made 3 appearances, an 0-2 record, 1 save, so he's kind of factored in every decision one way or another every time he's gotten on the mound this year.
Clay Dean looks at the first 2 pitches for 2 balls. Clay with a single back in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th, trying to get things started for the Red Raiders here in the top of the 6th. That's low also, so 3-0 now to Clay Dean after the first pitch out to Colt Sparks.
Austin Grego now loosening up for Uniontown. Might see Grego on in relief. We saw Chaz Lambie getting loose earlier. I thought we might see Hunter Chukchak in relief, and that's going to be a walk issue there to Clay Dean.
4-pitch walk, and
right fielder
really kind of overthrowing those pitches was Alex McLean. He needs to relax and get into his pitching motion, moving over from third base.
It's a 3-2 lead now for Laurel Highlands over Uniontown. Mustangs were down 2-0, scored 3 runs in that bottom half of the 5th inning. Working now in the top of the 6th.
To face now Eric Odom. Ball inside.
That was a called strike.
Ooh, called strike. And not to the liking of the Red Raider side of the field.
A couple of come on Blues. I feel like I'm watching a baseball game with our studio producer, Nick Barczyk.
There's a high pop-up over here towards first base right in front of us and on the roof.
Wow.
As we hear it land on top of us, so no play. That will go down as a strike.
There's a hard thump on the roof.
No balls, 2 strikes now to Eric Odom. Mustangs looking for the second out of the inning with Clay Dean on at first base with the 1-out walk. McLean, breaking pitch, just misses outside. So 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I like good movement on that breaking ball.
Looked like Odom wanted to take a whack at it, but very smartly held up. 1-2 pitch. Ground ball to first. Knocked down there by O'Brien. Throw to second. Not in time at second base. Nice play by Sankovic to keep that ball in play. So unassisted over here at first for Braden O'Brien. Had the opportunity for the double play, but the errant throw allows Dean to slide in safely at second and gets him into scoring position.
And Dean represents the game-tying run, though I think if the Mustangs will still take the out. Wyatt Nails now at the plate. He's 0 for 2 today.
And 2 outs in the inning.
Mustangs really turned the table here on the Red Raiders in the middle innings.
First pitch in the dirt. Good stop by Kavanaugh back there for ball 1.
This was kind of Uniontown's issue a lot last year. So many close games, weren't able to close it out down the stretch. Saw that a little bit this year as well. In their home game against West Mifflin, one the Red Raiders let get away in both the 7th and extra innings.
Swing and foul ball for strike 1. The Red Raiders out hitting the Mustangs 6-2 here this afternoon, but the Mustangs have the all-important 3 runs.
And all those walks in the 5th. 3 of them in that half inning.
Breaking pitch inside, so now 2-1 to Wyatt Nils.
Of course, the 1 was intentional.
McLean with the fastball ripped down the third and into left field, and they're going to hold up Dean at third base as Ben Diamond was playing shallow. And once again, the single to left field does not result in the run that the Red Raiders needed to tie things up.
And Coach Musco, Gary, interesting situation with Dean. Remember, they ran for him back in the 2nd inning. And with the re-entry rule, if Coach Musco would have ran for Dean here again in the 6th, Dean would not be able to remain in the game. So he had to stick with Dean, and you wonder if maybe he had a faster runner on base there, if the game might be tied right now.
Would have certainly taken a shot with Ben Diamond just coming in, and now you do get a courtesy runner for Nails, but that's as a pinch runner too. And once these pinch runners come in, I don't think they're allowed to come back.
No, correct. They cannot.
So that could be another issue with the lack of depth on the bench for Uniontown.
It'll be Cameron Jackson to run here for Nails. Uniontown does have a pretty deep bench, though. Dressing probably around 25 kids today.
Doesn't look like there's that many over there. And here comes Yeoman. He's going to come out and talk to Alex McLean. Get the whole infield in to go over the strategy that the Mustangs will have against Austin Grego.
Remember, Grego picked up a hit last time up as well. Single to center field, scored the run for the Red Raiders in the 5th inning, which at the time gave them a 2-0 lead. Now Coach Yeoman talking here to Alex McLean, and I'm sure he's going to be a little quicker maybe to pull a trigger on a pitching change here with some of his guys in relief than he would have been with Kravosky to start the game.
And he's not very quick with the conversation.
No. Just wants to make sure everybody's organized as the umpire's not coming out to break it up a little bit. Yep, for sure. So you'll have Grego at the plate, who's 1 for 2 today, but over the course of the season has struggled a little bit at the plate this year. Average came in just around 110. Sophomore second baseman.
Hit the ball hard here today.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you get a couple of hits here today. That'll bring the average right up, and you get some timely hits and have an opportunity to have Uniontown possibly tie the game back up again or possibly take the lead here in the top half of the 6th inning. Again, Laurel Highlands leading 3-2.
So McLean working from the stretch. Pinch runner over here at first. First pitch, inside and high. Ball 1 to Austin Grego. And as you said, Grego was warming up too, correct?
Yes. Obviously had to bring him away from the warm-up to get to the plate.
Fastball, good cut there by Grego, just fouls it back to the screen, so 1-1.
Coach Kenny's going to have some interesting decisions to make as well as far as who to put in pitching in that bottom half of the 6th inning. And you wonder how much of those decisions might change if Uniontown's down a run versus maybe in the lead.
Thomas at 86 pitches.
That struggled a little bit, though, last half inning. In those 3 walks. Also had a double from D'Amico, and, of course, the 3 runs that ended up scoring for Laurel Highlands.
The overthrow to first.
Yeah, correct.
There's a pitch and a looper over here to right side, and unable to make the play was O'Brien. That ball was a spinner heading foul. Jumping out of the way, first base coach for Uniontown.
Count now 1-2 to Austin Grego. You'll have the Pirates and Dodgers coming your way next as soon as we wrap things up. First pitch scheduled for 6:35 tonight from PNC Park.
Might be a little late arrival.
Correct, for us at least.
Here's a pitch. Strike 3 called. Wow. Big pitch there by Alex McLean. Caught looking Grego to end the inning and the threat by Uniontown. They leave 2 on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th with the Mustangs now on top. 3-2 on the C. Harper Sports Afternoon here on WMBS. Brought to you by Penn Residential, Essential Marcom, and Amy's Quilt Room.
Going on now at C. Harper Chevy East.
Our customers can drive away in a new 2022 Chevy Equinox for only $223 a month. First payment and security deposit waived. Stop in for a test drive or visit CHarperChevyEast.com. Chevrolet, find new roads. Lease is through GMF for well-qualified individuals at $10,000 per year, 24 months with $2,999 cash rate equity and GM Lease Loyalty or GM Lease Conquest. Payment is for tax, title, and fees. First payment and security deposit waived. Sale ends May 31st, 2022. While supplies last. Call dealer for all other details at 724-668-2231.
Casey's now offers a sit-down banquet hall at 65 Lebanon Avenue in Uniontown and can seat up to 50 people with kitchen facilities available. Bring your own food or let Casey's fine staff cater it for you. A perfect intimate setting for your small affair, such as showers, reunions, or after funeral dinners. For all information, phone 724-550-4126. That's 724-550-4126. 724-550-4126 for Casey's Sports Cafe. Amy's Quilt Room is a full-service quilt room located in Uniontown, offering retail goods and an ample sewing classroom, welcoming sewers of all skill levels, from beginners to advanced. If you're enthusiastic about sewing, you may even want to consider joining the Quilty Pleasures Quilt Club at Amy's Quilt Room. You'll stitch fabric in friendship with every project. For more information, visit amysquiltroom.com or stop in to see them at 20 West Penn Street, Uniontown. Amy's Quilt Room, a fresh and modern twist to a timeless tradition.
Here we go with the bottom half of the 6th inning. Mustangs hanging on to a 3-2 lead.
You know, loves those quilts, Gary. Our colleague Tony Hanula. He's a number of them. His wife a member of Amy's Quilt Room down there.
That's exactly
Anytime
right.
it's a cold weather game, he has one of the Amy's Quilt Room quilts with him.
Leading off for the Mustangs, second
well, they're
baseman,
very comfortable.
Yes,
for
don't
sure.
need one here this afternoon
No
with
way.
the temperature around 75 degrees. Been roasting a little bit this afternoon up here in the press box at Laurel Highlands as well. Mustangs now leading 3-2. Now looking for some insurance with Coolidge, Chambers, and Kavanaugh due up here in the bottom half of the 6th. And here's
Christian Thomas still out there on the mound. And there's a long drive deep to right field, way back, and gone. A home run for Frank Kula. And that's what you need to do when you're hitting hard balls and they go right at people. Hit one out of here.
Yeah, put one over the fence and no one's going to catch up with it. So Frank Kula's second home run of the season. You've called them both, Gary. The first one happened down at Ringgold, or against Ringgold, down at Hutchinson Field in Hopwood. And this one over the right field wall here, Laurel Highlands High School, Landman Field. And the Laurel Highlands lead now extended to 4-2 with nobody out here in the bottom half of the sixth inning.
That ball was a rocket again to right field, just to the left of the scoreboard out there in right field. And that's going to be all for Mr. Thomas, and give him a lot of credit. Christian Thomas, excellent outing again. He's shown once again his medal as an outstanding pitcher for the Uniontown Red Raiders.
Pitching change. We'll take a timeout now. 4-2 Laurel Highlands over Uniontown here on the CR Prada Group High School Sports Day. Broadcast presented by Penn Residential, Essential Marcom, and Amy's Quote Room.
Penn Residential is a human services agency providing around-the-clock services and supports for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Their residential homes are located in local communities to offer residents quality care while also encouraging autonomy. They're a fast-growing company offering rewarding employment opportunities to direct support professionals interested in making positive impacts in the lives of others. DSP positions start at $16 an hour and will receive a full benefit package after 90 days. For more information about current career opportunities, visit PennResidentialInc.com/career.
Spring forward to home construction season with First Federal of Greene County. First Federal's construction and improvement loans puts you in charge of your dream home project with all the tools you need. First Federal offers construction loans, owner-builder loans, and home improvement loans. With offices in Fayette, Greene, and Washington counties, your loan stays here. Visit with a First Federal loan officer today or apply online at firstfederalofgreene.com. First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 458729.
On the go? No time to stop? That's when you'll love Peach & Pharmacy's curbside pickup at Peach & Market in downtown Connellsville. Next time you have a prescription to get, let Peach & Pharmacy make it easy for you. Call ahead at 724-626-9600 or send a message. Let friendly curbside pickup keep you right where you want to be, in the driver's seat.
Peach & Pharmacy, your local pharmacy.
Joe Chambers.
Joe Chambers will come up to face Austin Grego as he comes in with no outs here in the bottom half of the sixth inning after the dynamic launch by Frank Kula to add to the Mustang lead, making it 4-2.
And a straight switch there. Grego now pitching and Christian Thomas playing second base. Grego's been mainly used in short-term relief this season. His seventh appearance, has worked 5 innings, has not factored in any decisions, just have 1 save. He's given up 6 hits, 8 runs, 7 of them earned. Walked 3, struck out 3, and has a 9.80 ERA.
First pitch, and there's a high fly ball to left field that could be in play, and it's just over the fence, out of play.
They had Uphold really making a run over towards the left field line. He was shaded right a little bit more in left center field and had quite a little jog over there just to make sure that he couldn't catch up with it, but the ball, as Gary said, over the fence, would have had a play on it either way.
There's the 0-1 pitch, and there's a ground ball into the dugout for the Red Raiders.
Chambers so far today walked back in the second inning, grounded out 1-3 in the fourth inning, came in with a .296 average and 4 RBIs.
That was a rocket back to Thomas back in the fourth inning, line drive that Thomas knocked down and was able to get Chambers when the Mustangs were threatening. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Another ground ball down third, and that's off the fence.
You certainly feel a little bit better about things for Coach Yeoman now going into the seventh inning, knowing you're at least going to be leading by 2. After Laurel Highlands trailed much of this game, down 2-0, heading into the bottom half of the fifth, where the Mustangs played at 3 runs, now adding another run here on the solo home run from Frank Kula over the right field wall.
And really only 3 hits. Here's a pitch, another foul ball, and that could be in play. Sparks can't make the play as it gets behind the backstop.
Again, we're back with you on Thursday for Laurel Highlands and Albert Gallatin here from Landman Field. Final regular season game for the Mustangs. Senior Day, 4 o'clock first pitch, and all of our same outlets you're watching or listening to the game on today.
Count remains no balls, 2 strikes to Joe Chambers, nobody out. 1 run in the inning. courtesy of the Kula home run. Here's the 0-2 pitch again from Grego to Chambers. There's a shot down third. That's fair. Nice play over there again by Dean, and he can't beat Chambers to the base. And Chambers hustled down the line, shows his speed, and beats out the infield single.
An infield single for Joe Chambers. 4th hit of the afternoon for Laurel Highlands. They have a base runner with still nobody out. Austin Grego on in relief of Christian Thomas. They're going to have a pinch hitter here. Tristan McCoy batting for Patrick Kavanaugh.
I'm sure that would allow for the re-entry again.
McCoy also catches, though, as well, if Laurel Highlands want to go in that direction in the 7th. So they would have a number of options there. McCoy for the season, .294 average and 2 RBIs for the Mustangs.
Chambers showing good speed down the line. I think he gained that in basketball.
Yes. Chambers stays busy no matter the season. Played football. Pretty good soccer player as well. Wasn't on the Mustang soccer team, though, this year.
That's a huge lead over here at first now. Might see him take off. There's a shot right up the middle by McCoy. First pitch, single hit. Gets by the center fielder, and Chambers is going to scoot into third. Could have probably got into second for McCoy as no one was covering second, but he stays at first. And a pinch hit single by McCoy. Now has runners at first and third with nobody out.
That's a way to get yourself in the lineup. Get an opportunity at the plate, come through with a single to center field. Tristan McCoy. Now Ben Diamond getting his second at-bat of the game. He came on in place of Caleb Janoski back in the 5th inning.
He grounded to third his last time up.
So 3 straight hits for the Mustangs here in the bottom half of the 6th inning.
Trying to add on some more insurance runs here.
Leading 4-2 with Grego on in relief of Christian Thomas.
Curveball inside for ball 1. And we saw this early in the season when the Red Raiders were playing West Mifflin. Had it tied up, or really the lead, going into the 7th inning, and allowed the West Mifflin Titans to tie it up, and then the floodgates opened in the extra innings. And
they gave up 8 in that 8th inning. Lost 9-1, and you see that score the next day. You don't realize how close that game actually was.
Absolutely, and just shows you how good the Red Raiders can be.
That was a suicide squeeze that actually tied that game up.
You're right. That pitch was high for ball 2, so 2-0 now to Ben Diamond. Red Raiders halfway up, trying to prevent another run. That one's inside for ball 3. Diamond turning out of the way.
I think that's the key for Uniontown, is trying to make that next step. They certainly accomplished goal 1, making the WPIAL playoffs this season, but winning these tighter games down the stretch, finding a way to close things out. You mentioned they didn't do it against West Mifflin, had an opportunity here, and of course this one not over yet, but things kind of falling apart here for Uniontown a little bit here late.
That ball was almost in the dirt, and it was a called strike.
Yeah, I saw that.
Coach Zankovich.
The coaching staff is livid at the home plate umpire right now.
I think he's looking at the 2 hours and 10 minutes in so far for this game. That definitely.
Still, you have to call the game correctly. You can't just call balls that are kissing the dirt
being
strikes.
A little sarcastic.
Yeah.
But there
have been a couple of close ones, but again, umpires been tough to come by. Credit these guys for being out there today and giving their time to youth sports.
That ball's inside for ball 4. Pointed to first base. I thought he was calling it a strike. Inside for ball 4. So now
batting number 9.
The bases are loaded. Sankovich comes to the plate with the bases loaded and nobody out.
There's still more activity in the Uniontown bullpen. You got Lambie throwing again down there. He was loosening up earlier. Infield now coming in, lead at 4-2, and Uniontown cannot allow this Laurel Highlands lead to grow anymore if they want an opportunity to bounce back here in the top half of the 7th. On the top of the order, Sankovich at the plate. Mustangs starting their 4th trek through the lineup.
And he has hit the ball hard twice and has a walk.
They get an extra base here to really clear things out.
They even put it in play somewhere in the outfield. Is going to bring at least one in. And ball low and inside, so also can be selective at the plate.
Yeah, you got nobody out. It's not like it's a situation where you got 2 outs here in the inning either. They're all coming in here for Sank. He rips one, even with that little high grass on the infield, could easily get through. Even second and short on the edge of the grass.
1-0 pitch, and a rip by Sankovic, pulls it foul against the backstop, 1-1.
His eyes, though, have to grow wide open. You see all those guys coming in, and you know what he can do at the plate. Came into the game, 3 RBIs. Can maybe get 3 RBIs on this at-bat. Puts one in the gap.
And Grego trying to work his way out of a huge jam here. 1-1 pitch on the way. Outside, 2-1.
I'm still surprised they didn't go check in relief. I mean, nothing against Grego. But kid hasn't thrown yet this week. He's been your number 2 most of the season. Unless there's maybe an injury or something else, Gary. You don't know situation there either.
2-1 pitch. That's on the outside corner. Breaking pitch. 2-2. Grego gets a sign. Big leads all the way around. Bases loaded. Here's the pitch. And a rip right up the middle. That's going to score at least 2. Going a third is Diamond, and here's that's McCoy, and he's going to come into third with a RBI single. Going to second on the throw was Sankovic, so he give him 2 RBIs on that rip.
I was close. I said 3. He got 2 on that at-bat. Runs scored for Chambers and McCoy. And the 4-2 lead becomes a 6-2 lead now for Laurel Highlands. Runners on second and third. You still have Grego on the hill.
And nobody out.
Nobody out.
Gesk sacrificed in the first. Grounded back to the pitcher in the third and walked and scored a run in the 5th. That's high and outside for ball 1.
Not exactly the same situation we saw in that West Mifflin game, but certainly kind of reminds you of the way that one was with Uniontown in control for much of the contest, and then things starting to fall apart here late. With a lead now at 6-2.
That's inside and low for a ball. 2-0. No chance for the runners to advance on that ball as it skips slightly away from Sparks. I think if Grego doesn't get this batter, I would think the Red Raiders would make a change.
Yeah, you must have to. Still have an out here in the inning. It was Frank Cool that got things started with that home run over the right field wall. Chambers infield single. McCoy a single. Diamond a walk, and then the 2 RBI hit from Sankovic.
2-0 counts. CJ Guest can certainly pick one out. Looks at a curveball for a strike, and Grego going to that breaking pitch, even down in the count.
Just looking for something here to get it out.
2-1. He steps back off. Going to regroup a little bit.
I'm sure other teams are kind of seeing this, Gary. You can get Thomas out of the game. I think the whole dynamic of this Uniontown team changes.
Well, although Tate Musco had an outstanding outing yesterday.
He did as well, but he pitched yesterday, so they can't bring him in today.
Right. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Good fastball that time.
I guess maybe my point is you get to the bullpen.
Right.
And you get these starters out of the game. It changes things up a lot.
The fans have certainly stuck around for this evening's activities. We're now at 2 hours and 15 minutes into this contest, and we're still in the bottom of the 6th with nobody out and the bases loaded.
We've been on the air about 2 hours and 25 minutes.
Strike 3 called. Good
Grego
pitch there, and Grego certainly did need that. On the outside part of the plate, no doubt about it, that was a strike. And D'Amico will come to the plate now with 1 out, and the base is still loaded. Has already an RBI back in the 5th. I'm sorry, the bases are not loaded. Sankovic made sure of that with his hit.
So he scored at a single, but he got down to second on the throw.
Yeah. D'Amico, there's a little looper behind second base, and that could be trouble, and it is. Drops in for a single, and that's going to score another run for the Mustangs. As the infield was playing in, that probably would have been a play that Thomas could have made from second base, but with the infield in on the grass, had no chance to catch that one as it fell harmlessly into the outfield for an RBI single.
Scores Ben Diamond. D'Amico now picking up his second RBI of the game, 13th RBI of the season. As you mentioned, Sankovic had to hold up there at second just in case the ball was caught, so did not advance at all. The ball was in such shallow center field, didn't give him an opportunity even to advance down to third. And have Alex McLean, the 8th Mustang, to bat here in the bottom half of the 6th inning.
Looks at a high fastball for ball 1, so first and second now with just 1 out.
The lead now at 7-2 for Laurel Highlands over Uniontown.
4 runs in this inning. McLean, the 8th batter to the plate for the Mustangs. That's away and outside and gets away from Sparks to the dugout. I'm sorry, to the backstop. And that's going to allow both runners to advance to second and third. Sankovic down to third, and D'Amico to second.
There's also 7 unanswered runs in this game. Now an intentional walk issued here for the second time to Alex McLean.
And that's going to bring up O'Brien as the Mustangs have batted around here in the 6th.
It worked last time they intentionally walked, and they got, well, if it wasn't for the throw, I mean, they retired O'Brien. Now you're going to have a
courtesy runner with McLean being the pitcher
now, yep. Be Dan Carney on the run. It would have worked out, but you had the errant throw, which scored 2 runs. But O'Brien popped up to first base, and Tate must go.
So now the Red Raiders will be back at short and second in double play depth, up at first and third.
It's still only 1 out here in the inning.
To get that force out at home.
The way it's going here, you can end up having a 10-run rule. Mustangs keep on tacking it on.
First pitch, there's a ground ball to third and over the head of Dean. And that's going to score 2 more. The Baltimore chop base hit by O'Brien. That ball just way over the head of Dean down at third base, and he had no chance to field that. Gets into left field for the 2 RBI single by Braden O'Brien.
You almost have to make a change just for the sake of making a change. We're going to get one made here. Coach Kenny must go out, and we'll get another new pitcher here for the Uniontown Red Raiders. Score now at 9-2. Mustangs could have ended here with a 10-run rule. We'll take another timeout. Pitching change for the Red Raiders here on the CR Prada Group High School Sports Day broadcast presented by Penn Residential, Central Marcom, and Amy's Quilt Room.
Going on now at CR for Chevy East.
Our customers can drive away in a new 2022 Chevy Equinox for only $223 a month. First payment and security deposit waived. Stop in for a test drive or visit CHarperChevyEast.com. Chevrolet, find new roads. Please stick to GMF for well-qualified individuals at $10,000 miles per year, 24 months with $2,999 cash rate equity and GM Lease Loyalty or GM Lease Conquest. Payment is plus tax, title, and fees. First payment and security deposit waived. Sale ends May 31st, 2022. While supplies last. Call dealer for all other details at 724-668-2231.
Sam Davis was a gift from heaven. He knows the law and the court system unlike anyone else I've ever met or seen. Sam helped me get through the federal court system with the best possible outcome.
Davis & Davis, personal injury and workers' comp.
We at Davis & Davis are humbled by what our clients have to say about us. If you've been injured, call me, Jim Davis, for a free consultation. We have been helping injured people for over 40 years. Call 724-437-2799.
UPMC Centers for Rehab Services on Wayland Smith Drive offers cutting-edge physical therapy. Jim Burns and his staff are residents of the community, treating sports injuries, neurological conditions, back pain, sprains and strains, joint replacements, hand injuries, and other conditions. They treat you efficiently and safely by taking all necessary precautions while disinfecting the clinic regularly. All insurance accepted. Experienced therapists. Convenient location and hours. Part of the community. Call the office with a prescription from your doctor or schedule by direct access 724-437-7500.
We're back with the new pitcher for Uniontown Red Raiders, Brian.
Jazz Lambie, he's been very good this year, Gary. This is his 4th appearance, has worked 10 innings, has a 1-0 record, has not given up a run, has yielded only 1 hit in those 10 innings of work. Again, no runs, no earned runs, has struck out 12 and only walked 1. I mean, that's very impressive.
Absolutely, but brings him into a very precarious situation with the Mustangs. 2 runners on, just 1 out. 6 runs in the inning. Now, with a 9-2 lead.
Again, if this game gets to 12-2, it's over. Here in the 6th, Uniontown won't even have an opportunity to bat in the top half of the 7th.
And at the plate is the guy that started things in this inning, Frank Kula.
Correct. Had that home run over the right field wall.
Looks at strike 1. I don't think I've ever seen a guy hit 2 home runs in 1 inning.
Could happen. Against 2 different pitchers.
Yeah.
And actually, he started the inning facing Christian Thomas. Lambie is the 3rd pitcher of the inning. Lambie, Grego, or started Thomas, Lambie, and then Thomas, Grego, and then Lambie.
High and outside for ball 1. 1-1. Mustangs still looking to add on. Just 1 out in the inning. Batted around.
8 of the last 9 Mustangs have reached base safely.
There's a high pop-up, and that's in right field. Is it going to be playable? No, out of play. So that runs the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes on Frank Kula. Standing in there left-handed against the right-handed Lambie. People down the left field line, I hope they brought their sunscreen.
Yes. Probably good for us. We're in the press box, not really frying in the sun, even though it's rather warm up here, too.
Outside, 2-2 now. At least you have short sleeves.
Yes, you still have your shirt and tie on today. That's your normal attire here for Mustang baseball games. You want to make sure if Jerry gets you on camera, you're looking good.
2-2 pitch. And a high fly ball to right field. This one looks playable. Coming in and making the catch. No chance for the runners to advance this time.
It's Eric Odom.
Eric Odom with the catch out there in right field. A shallow pop-up by Frank Kula.
Mustangs. Number 1, Joe Chambers.
So Joe Chambers will come to the plate. He singled and scored already in this inning. Walked back in the 2nd, and line drive to Thomas that was knocked down and thrown out at first back in the 4th inning. Mustangs still with 2 runners on. Probably would still see McLean in the 7th, Brian, I would believe, for the Mustangs.
As long as he's feeling all right, why not trot him out?
Swing and a miss by Joe Chambers. Took a whack at one in the dirt.
Pressure's certainly off. And you also have, even though they're non-conference games, you still want to have pitchers to throw the next 2 days against Thomas Jefferson and Albert Gallatin and save an arm. Not that you couldn't bring somebody back in relief. It's just through 1 inning.
In the dirt again, so 1-1.
Probably have Braden O'Brien pitch one of those games, I would think.
Yep.
Who do you think for the other game, Frank? Noah Matthews.
Yep. Probably on senior day, put Matthews in there. Fastball in there for a strike. Chambers looked at that one down the middle.
Braden McKnight in the mix there as well. Even had Paxton Petronas throw a couple of innings earlier on this year.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Chambers, 2 outs. Ground ball to second. Low, slow roller. Chambers with the speed. He's not going to get caught. And that ball's in the into right field almost. And that ball just took forever to get to second base.
Grego unable to scoop it up.
And I think Chambers would have beat that out regardless, so we're going to give him a hit. And that's did not allow a run to score, though, as stopping at third base was the courtesy runner. I'm sorry, that's McLean down there.
Correct, yeah.
But he is a courtesy runner, yes. Swing and a miss for strike one to McCoy, who gets his second opportunity. Had a single his first time up this inning. Came around to score also for the Mustangs.
12 at-bats already this half inning for Laurel Highlands. He's played at 6 runs already. I just blew off my headphones there, Gary. You turned my mic or my headphone volume all the way up by accident with your thumb.
I'm sorry. Just kind of bumped into it.
Yeah, that's all right.
Here's a pitch. A pop up here to first base side. Tate Musco getting under it. No, he's called off by Grego, and he'll make the catch to end the inning, but not before the Mustangs plate. 6 runs on 6 hits. No errors committed by the Red Raiders, and the Mustangs take a 9-2 lead into the top of the 7th here on the C. Harper High School Sports Night. Broadcast presented by Penn Residential, Essential Marcom, and Amy's Quilt Room.
Marketing communications is an essential part of every business, but identifying an effective marketing strategy can be tricky. If you're interested in growing your business but unsure of where to start, contact Essential Marcom to begin the discussion. From business and product naming to logo design, website development, and social media, Essential Marcom collaborates with local startups and existing businesses to maximize customer reach. Learn more about the Essential Marcom capabilities and view their portfolio at essentialmarcom.com. That's ESSENTIALMARCOM.com, or by contacting Dana at essentialmarcom.com.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent in Uniontown and Ross Traver Township is Sprowls Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to sprowlsinsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all.
General Dentist Dr. Edward L. Wietek Jr. treats children, teens, and adults of all ages. Dr. Wietek performs all phases of general dentistry, including crowns and bridges, partials, full dentures, comprehensive orthodontics, root canals, bonded white fillings, dental implants to replace missing teeth and to stabilize loose-fitting dentures, and comprehensive exams and cleaning. Dr. Wietek's office is located on the National Pike, 1 mile west of the mall on Route 40. Call him up at 724-439-1616 for Dr. Edward L. Wietek Jr.
So Alex McLean will start this top half of the 7th inning on the mound for a second straight inning for the Laurel Highlands Mustangs, facing Tanner Uphold. And they count at 1-1 early on. Third plate appearance of the game for Uphold. Walked first time up in the 3rd, flew out to Carson D'Amico in center field in the 5th. 1-1 pitch here for McLean, low. Take us to 2-1.
Well, this situation, you're just looking for McLean to throw strikes.
Yep. Yeah, you have plenty of cushion right now. Lead at 7 at 9-2. 2-1, another fastball. I thought that was a strike. No, home plate umpire says off the plate. Takes us to 3-1. As you said, Gary, you just want strikes here. No reason to give Uniontown any kind of life. Your defense has been solid. Let them put it in play if they have to. 3-1 on the way. Fouled off there by Tanner. At the top of the order, and Christian Thomas due up next. Christian 2 for 3 today. Our live broadcast here on WMBS, South Union Township Sports Network. Facebook Live on the Laurel Highlands School District page as well. Of course, the Triple Live High School Sports Network. 2-2 pitch. Fouled off. Check that was a 3-2 pitch fouled off. Count remains 3-2. Uphold came in 240 average, an RBI. 1 for 2 yesterday.
Same defense for the Mustangs with McLean coming on to pitch. McKnight goes to third base. There's a ground ball to third. It's fair ball.
Long throw from third over to first, not in time there from Braden McKnight.
And that's going to be a base hit for Tanner Uphold. He had that beat all the way.
Correct.
That ball was deep in the hole down at third base. Really no chance for McKnight to throw out the speedy Uphold. And a leadoff single for the Red Raiders.
Uniontown a little bit of life, but they're down 9-2 after that 6-run 6th inning. Mustangs scoring 3 in the bottom half of the 5th, 6 in the bottom half of the 6th. Uniontown's 2 runs coming 1 in the top of the 3rd, 1 in the top of the 5th. 9 unanswered in this game. And a throw over to first. Close play. Head first slide safely back there from Uphold. To Thomas.
I wouldn't think that Uphold would be running in this situation, down 7.
First pitch to Thomas. Called strike. That one almost hit the dirt. Counted 0-1.
Almost have to go station to station if you're the Red Raiders. And I'm not sure why McLean's worried about throwing over.
No, just throw strikes. 7-run lead. Let's get out of here.
Probably wouldn't even be playing, holding him on.
No. Next pitch to Thomas. Breaking ball. Missed. We're 1-1 right now.
I think McLean thought that one was a strike.
Next pitch on the way. Fastball. Called strike. And a lot of those low pitches called strikes today. At least been consistent about it. 2 strikes now on Christian Thomas. 1-2 pitch on the way. That one a one-hopper. Good block there from, we have Kavanaugh or McCoy catching. I think it's
Kavanaugh.
still Kavanaugh.
It is.
So Kavanaugh re-entering.
2 at bats by McCoy.
McCoy, yeah, without playing in the field. How about that? Doesn't happen much. And 2-2. McLean to Thomas. Low and inside. Getting past Kavanaugh. Uphold's not going to run.
Really no reason to.
No. Now they count full of 3-2. And just looking for outs right now for Laurel Highlands. Lead at 7 at 9-2.
Strikes and outs.
Yes. 3-2 on the way. Ball 4 on the inside. So now you have 2 on and nobody out. The lead still at 7. And Hunter Chukchek coming to the plate. Chukchek 2 for 3 today. RBI single in the 3rd inning. Also singled back in the 5th. Grounded out 5-3 in the 1st. 1st and 2nd. First pitch, McLean to Chukchek in the dirt.
So Alex having a little bit of trouble finding the strike zone.
I want to start thinking about getting an arm loose right now, just in case.
Mustang infield, you're looking for an out anywhere.
1-0. Ball 2, 2-0. How long do you stick with him, Gary, if he's not throwing strikes?
If he walks this guy, I think I'd go with somebody else right away just to get somebody in there that's going to throw some strikes, maybe Sankovic.
2-0. Well hit and through on the right side, so look out here. Into right field, they're going station to station again. It loads up the bases. So Chukchek, 3 straight hits in this game, single to right, bases loaded. And Tate Musco coming to the plate, lead still at 9-2.
No quit in the Red Raiders.
No, they're still battling here in the top half of the 7th. And right now, it's still Alex McLean on the hill for Laurel Highlands. No visit yet from the dugout.
Frank Kuller reminding us that O'Brien was warming earlier.
Correct.
So maybe he might be the next option.
First pitch here to Musco. Misses for ball 1. A 1-0, bases loaded for Uniontown. Down 9-2. Top half of the 7th inning. 1-0 pitch to Musco. Hit on the ground. A little juggle, regaining O'Brien. Steps on the first base bag to record the out. Musco picks up an RBI. Goes 3 unassisted, scoring Uphold.
Now batting, Colt Sparks.
It's 9-3.
Traded run for an out there every time.
Yeah, leading by 7, so the lead now down to 6. And Colt Sparks coming to the plate. He's 0 for 3 today. Runners now on 2nd and 3rd for Uniontown. Sparks, a homer and 14 RBIs coming into this game. Swings of the first pitch here, sends it high in the air to left center field. Ben Diamond getting under it, makes the grab. Runner tagging from third and scoring on the play, Christian Thomas. So goes as a sac fly RBI 15 this season for Colt Sparks. And Christian Thomas scores his second run of the afternoon, and the lead now down to 9-4.
But 2 outs.
Yes, Uniontown down to their final out now, and Clay Dean. Dean reached base safely in 2 of 3 plate appearances in this game. Infield single back in the second inning, struck out swinging in the 4th, walked in the 6th. First pitch here to Dean. First pitch swinging, sent foul here on the near side. And how to play. Counted 0-1. Again, the Mustangs will travel to Thomas Jefferson tomorrow. 4:30 starts. Non-conference game. Our next broadcast comes your way Thursday for Laurel Highlands hosting Albert Gallatin's Senior Day here from Mustang Field. First pitch at 4 o'clock. Senior Day festivities will start at 3:40. We'll have the Senior Day festivities streamed live or on the air on the WMBS side with the radio broadcast at 3:55. Next pitch here to Dean, a little inside. Moves the count to 2-1. Expect many of those seniors, you would think, for Laurel Highlands to be in the starting lineup on Thursday as well.
I would believe that would be correct.
Next pitch, Dean hits it right back to Alex McLean, and he'll make the little flop over to Braden O'Brien to finish off the game. So Laurel Highlands, they were down 2-0 early on, rallied back, took a 9-2 lead, yielded 2 runs in the top of the 7th, but hanging on for a 9-4 win, sweeping this series this week with the Uniontown Red Raiders. We're back to tell you all about it on our postgame show, brought to you by State Farm agent Lauren Yeoman. Comes your way next year on WMBS, the Triple Live High School Sports Network, the South Union Township Sports Network, and Facebook Live.
UPMC Centers for Rehab Services on Wayland Smith Drive offers cutting-edge physical therapy. Jim Burns and his staff are residents of the community, treating sports injuries, neurological conditions, back pain, sprains and strains, joint replacements, hand injuries, and other conditions. They treat you efficiently and safely by taking all necessary precautions while disinfecting the clinic regularly. All insurance accepted. Experienced therapists. Convenient location and hours. Part of the community. Call the office with a prescription from your doctor or schedule by direct access 724-437-7500.
I'm attorney Rob Harper, and I'm happy to be joining Bill Martin and Trip Radcliffe at Radcliffe Law in Uniontown. I grew up in Uniontown and chose to make Fayette County my home. I also represent the county as an assistant district attorney, and I know my way around a courtroom. If you are hurt in an accident, buying or selling a home, need assistance with an estate or will preparation, call me at Radcliffe Law, 724-439-3939. The initial consultation is free. Radcliffe Law, making the law personal.
When your car is damaged, the name to remember is Ted Silva & Son Body and Fender Repair. Currently in their 59th year of providing quality, reliable service to the community, Ted Silva & Son offers complete collision service, minor to major repairs, frame and unibody repair, and glass installation. They will gladly blueprint your vehicle for repair, and they will work with your insurance company. With a paint booth that utilizes the environmentally friendly waterborne paint process, Ted Silva & Son not only cares for our community and our children, they care for our environment. Located on Atlas Road in Hopwood, it is the goal of Ted Silva & Son to alleviate the stress of an accident and assist you in any way possible. Family owned and operated for 59 years. Call 724-437-2351 for Ted Silva & Son Body and Fender Repair, LLC. Proud to sponsor local high school sports.
Looking for the highest quality products at the lowest prices? Shop and save on Walnut Hill in Uniontown has the widest selection of brands and the freshest offerings around. They specialize in your family's grocery needs. Save big and sign up for the Shop and Save Perks card to get money-saving benefits and discounts on gas. Shop and Save. Walnut Hill Road, Uniontown, open 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day. Working hard to offer you the best at Shop and Save because it's the just right thing to do.
Spring forward to home construction season with First Federal of Greene County. First Federal's construction and improvement loans puts you in charge of your dream home project with all the tools you need. First Federal offers construction loans, owner-builder loans, and home improvement loans. With offices in Fayette, Greene, and Washington counties, your loan stays here. Visit with a First Federal loan officer today or apply online at firstfederalofgreene.com. First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 458729.
The Catholic War Veterans is a veterans organization located in Fayette County since 1950. They are proud to advertise on WMBS sports programs and to contribute to the Veterans Hospital, local sports teams, and scouting organizations. They'll be having their Veterans Appreciation Breakfast on May 22nd. Police, firefighters, and first responders are also welcome. Additionally, their 12th annual Frank L. Musica golf outing is this year. They have proudly given 37 scholarships to area students since its inception. Catholic War Veterans Post 1669 in Hopkins.
Going on now at 200 Chevrolet.
Our customers can drive away in a new 2022 Chevy Equinox for only $223 a month. First payment and security deposit waived. Stop in for a test drive or visit CHarperChevy.com. Chevrolet, find new roads. Lease is through GML for well-qualified individuals at 10,000 miles per year, 24 months of $2,999 cash rate equity and GM Lease Loyalty or GM Lease Conquest. Payment is with tax, title, and fees. First payment and security deposit waived. Sale ends May 31st, 2022. While supplies last. Call dealer for all other details at 724-929-8000.
Just as your local State Farm agent combines good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates, you can combine your home and auto. And guess what you'll get? That's right, good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates. In fact, State Farm agent Lauren Yeoman is your go-to agent in Uniontown for the service you deserve at the price you want. So try to combine home and auto today. State Farm agent Lauren Yeoman will help you mix and match things perfectly. Call 724-592-6308 for your surprisingly great rates. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
It took 2 hours and 38 minutes this afternoon, but the Laurel Highlands Mustangs in a back-and-forth game hold on to defeat the Uniontown Red Raiders by a score of 9-4. Back in our post-game show brought to you by State Farm agent Lauren Yeoman. Gary has your final game summary.
Thanks, Brian. For the Uniontown Red Raiders, they took the lead with 1 run in the third and 1 run in the fifth to have a 2-0 lead going into the sixth inning for the Mustangs, but the Mustangs plated 6 runs in that sixth inning to kind of break things up, and kind of sad for Christian Thomas, who pitched a great game up to that point and was a victim of a couple circumstances, a couple errors that allowed the Mustangs to score runs without even having that many hits. So let's take a look at the lineup. Christian himself was 2 for 3 with an RBI. Hunter Chukchak, great game with a 3 for 4 at bats with an RBI. Also an RBI for Tate Musco. And looking down the lineup, they had 4 runs on 9 hits. They did commit 2 errors, and they left 7 runners on base. For the Mustangs, Ty Stankovic, 2 for 3, hit the ball hard, had a couple RBIs. Carson D'Amico went 2 for 4 with a couple RBIs also. 1 for 3 for Braden O'Brien. Frank Kula with that huge home run to start things off in the 6th inning. With that RBI, the Mustangs put 12 batters to the plate in that 6th inning. Joe Chambers 2 for 3, so the Mustangs scored 3 runs in the 5th inning with only 1 hit to take the lead at 3-2. Plated 6 runs in the 6th inning to have that 9-2 lead going into the top half of the 7th. The Red Raiders did put 2 across in that inning, but it was too little too late as the Mustangs had 9 runs on 9 hits. They did not commit an error, but the Mustangs did leave 8 men on base, Brian.
So a couple of big innings, the difference this afternoon. Laurel Highlands a 9-4 win. Our broadcast on the South Union Township Sports Network, courtesy of Breezeline Cable, Armstrong Cable, and our friends at CUTV, along with South Union Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Fernan, and Jason Scott. Jerry Dupay behind the camera. Gary Frankhauser alongside. Of course, I'm Brian Morozak. Not only a South Union Township Sports Network presentation on WMBS and the Triple Live High School Sports Network and Facebook Live as well. Gary, a lot of fun as always. We'll have our regular season finale here on Thursday for the Mustangs taking on the Albert Gallatin Colonial Senior Day.
And look forward to those pairings coming out on Friday.
Yeah, Friday at 2 o'clock. WPIAL playoff pairings will come out. We'll have Thursday's game for you as well and pass along on our social media outlets as well on Friday all of the first-round playoff pairings and let you know our broadcast schedule for next week as well. And, of course, for the postseason, any of our video broadcasts will be housed on the Triple Live High School Sports Network. We'll post the links up on all of our Facebook pages as well, but the Triple Live High School Sports Network will be housing those video broadcasts coming up next week. 9-4, your final score. Laurel Highlands over Uniontown for Jerry, Frank Kula helping us out, and Nick Barczyk back inside our WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital studios. This is Brian Morozak, and have yourselves a pleasant good evening. A 9-4 win for Laurel Highlands over Uniontown. So, everybody.